You asked if I get out to the Cloud District. Where's that?
This is
What the fuck's a cloud district?
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
Alright.
All right.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Yeah.
Who's ready?
Not you.
Never can be, never
definitely
will
not,
be.
Alex.
Never plan to be.
You're always ready if you're never ready.
The aliens can't figure out how it works if I don't know how it works.
Alright, guys. Last game. You guys were outside the borders of Gravehurst, and you guys had the gates closed on you as you guys walked out towards the rose-covered field where you were supposed to go meet with Maester Seymour, who was the current mayor of the town. You guys went up to go speak with him to find two hunters on either side of him as he was chopping his axe into his presumed to be wife. He kind of announced to you guys that he's seen you guys come down from the moon, and he is not interested in giving up his power. He didn't want to have any way that you could bargain against him for him to give it up. You guys went to go on with a fight with Maester Seymour here and locked him down with hold person and decided to crit all over his ass.
Yep.
Did we attempt to actually bargain with him? No, we didn't, right?
I
No,
couldn't.
he came
Wait.
immediately
Like, we walked up, and then he was all like, time to murder.
That was when like I couldn't get like my words together, and I was saying that during the game. I couldn't really put what I wanted to together. But that's what his intentions were. He didn't want to bargain.
Look,
Well,
he
how
wanted
about
to
we
fight,
just-
and we fucking gave it to him.
We don't negotiate with
it's not that
terrorists.
He wanted to fight. He didn't want to give up the thing that he had. And he didn't.
Yeah, life.
After Maester Seymour was killed, the two hunters on either side of him disengaged and put their weapons away. Evan searched his body and found 8 shards of corium and a marble-shaped object with a symbol in the middle as it began to glow only in his hands. He looks at it with mysterious intentions for a moment before stashing it away so nobody could notice. The two hunters both tried to talk to Newhawk one-on-one, saying that there's something that they need to show him personally and that the others are not invited. Todd, claiming that he is Newhawk's lawyer or attorney, needs to be there and present with him at all moments. The hunters weren't really interested in having him come with. It didn't really seem to concern him. Newhawk also tried to convince them that if Newhawk doesn't know and he doesn't know, what does it matter if they both come anyways? The hunters kind of look at each other and said, screw it, just let them come in anyways. You guys all returned back to town. Kite grabbed the axe. Oh, you guys also got a shotgun. And a bunch of rounds off of the body. That is also a real thing that happened.
Yep, I had that written down.
Shotgun.
You guys returned back to town, and Kite brought back the axe and some of the cloth that was attached to the wife, who was chopped up into exactly 13 pieces, and went to go talk to the past mayor. As you guys go try to talk to Casey Jin, he says that he is not comfortable doing any of the tasks that you guys are asking him to do, before Kite gives him the axe and the cloth and says, at least you can deliver this to the kids and tell them their parents are dead. He freaks out, runs, knocks on the door, leaves the axe there, and runs off back to the bar. From there, a carriage arrives at the town with a bunch of crazy people in the back of it as they get dumped into the middle of the courtyard. You guys said that they were doing the wrong thing by dumping them there before the people hit the floor, looked up at the sky, and were begging for the moon to take them. You guys seem to agree with them soon after. Newhawk and Todd both go to the bar that's up north, and they make their way in to find hunters all drinking a drink that is the color that is humming inside of it, the color of corium. You guys go to the back of the bar to find a very narrow dirt stairway that Newhawk needs to shimmy down and begin to make it wider. Newhawk asked a lot of questions about, if you knew a giant turtle was coming, why didn't you make this wider?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, making their way all the way down. They are brought to a spot that looks exactly like they are underneath the courtyard, where the stone image of the prediction of few heroes going to fight with this angelic goddess against a large tendril creature. It looks like that stone slab continues underneath the earth, and this one shows a magic man with two hands making a tortoise gigantic and fighting against a tendril monster. Newhawk claims that he can read hieroglyphic and sees that there is a hole of some kind about the size of a marble inside of the tablet here, and goes to press the crescent of Ravenkind against it, and finds out that this does not match the pattern. He kind of looks at it, shrugs his shoulders. Todd looks at it, they shrug their shoulders, and begin to leave. Outside of here, there is a lot of disruptive activity once they go back outside, with Todd claiming that he's the new mayor, and other people going by claiming he is not the mayor at the time, that there is a council that needs to discuss what has happened, because the last 3 mayors in the past 3 months have been killed.
I think it's time to get rid of the council if they keep on appointing mayors that keep on going crazy.
So it sounds like there's probably not going to be a mayor position, and it's just going to be led to the council. But before you
What about
guys...
a
Go ahead.
maester?
A maester. You guys all decide that you need some kind of recovery or some time off. You guys all decide that you're going to go to the southern bar, the one that is open to the rest of the people. Before long, a blinding, gleaming light in the sky goes off. It almost blinds all of you, making you all like brush away and look away, closing your eyes for the moment. Before you come back, you see almost this angelic looking woman with a parasol, dressed in a full white dress with patterns of roses against it all. She begins to slowly fall to the ground as she has this radiant light just gleaming around her flowing hair all the time as she slowly descends with the parasol in hand. The night hunters all grasp at their weapons and hold them up to the sky as she begins to fall. They all claim this is the Moonchild.
I just look around. What's the Moonchild?
I'm gonna look over at Todd and
Evan?
Evan and just go, what the fuck is wrong with your moon? You have people on your moon. Moon people.
One people.
I didn't know about the moon people
We don't
part.
have people.
Would it surprise you if I'm also just learning that?
It honestly would.
Yes.
They hold the
I feel
guns
moon people is the thing that you should know about.
to the sky and they go, one has only come, and it's her. She came through the meteorite.
Oh, was she the one that dropped the meteorite on the planet?
She came through the meteor.
No, the guy who threw the meteorite. That was that was Victor.
Oh, okay. So like, because I was didn't know if like Victor was working for her or like he was worshiping her and that's the reason why she got summoned, or did he just pull down a chunk of the moon and all of a sudden, hey, it just happened to be the part she was in.
What the hell are you
What's going on?
talking about?
I mean, maybe. Hold on, let's ask her. Hey!
She slowly,
Hey, moon bitch! Hey!
slowly descending down, and she has this gleaming, radiant light behind her as she finally reaches the ground. And you can see, once her feet touch the ground, even where she steps shows radiant light.
Is she radioactive?
Like it's like a
Am I gonna get sick standing next to you?
Is it corium colored?
no, it's
purple green?
it's like a holy radiant light, like a gleaming, like a holy light, like a yellowy white glimmer.
Okay.
I'm just like, so you guys are sure she's a moon person? Definitely evil?
I mean, I don't know.
We don't know if the moon child is evil. You see,
Well, she's coming this way.
Why don't we just go ask her? I mean, I'll go ask.
she is walking right towards you guys.
All right, come on, Nova.
Wait,
Let's-
the moon child's walking right towards us?
Yes, once she lands,
Then I stand there like I'm important enough for her to come to me.
Nova looks at Kite and says, "Let me guess, someone stole your sweet roll."
That's the most racist thing. Nova, are you there? What the hell is wrong with you?
We need to talk about that. I've known her for about half an hour now, and she goes from hugging you and being all friendly, and then out of nowhere, just speaking nonsense.
hold on. Has anybody told Kelly it's past 9 that the banner should be working?
I don't know.
No,
I'll message.
You
her.
do it.
Hold on. Yeah, I will. Leave
I
by
mean, unless
9.
she wants to be an NPC.
Wrangle your player, DM.
I heard that elf and skull could
wrangle your DM player.
shouted it to pieces.
So, she begins to walk towards you guys. You can see that she's got, like I said, like she's got this athletic figure. She's not muscular in any proportion. The parasol here is almost transparent, except for the images of white rose, like the white roses, are petaled all between it. It slowly begins to collapse here, as you can see one of the hunters here, like pulls out one of his one-handed axes and transforms it into a two-handed axe. He runs up, "You bitch!" and he goes to swing at her as she just like holds her one hand out, and you can see she almost blurs out of vision for a quick moment. Her hand is almost just gently under his chin, if the fingers were not straight through his neck.
Oh.
You see the rest of his body, where his weight was going to be held behind the blade here, just gives way, and only a head and the veins that were attached to it remain,
Ooh.
just in her one hand. And I am going to post the picture that I have for Harmony.
Like I've done that before. I look at Kite. Have I done that?
No, you like tore his head completely off. It was still pretty badass though.
It wasn't that fast. No.
This
But it
is,
was
Oh,
the
look,
same
it's
thing.
alt skin Princess Peach.
this is an image I got.
Evil of skin Princess Peach. Who would have guessed?
I
Mhm.
mean, you go from trying to blanket us with this holy light to showing that you're as cold as ice.
Well, I mean, he did try to gank her, so I mean, I think that's kind of fair.
You hear her whisper out, "Darling, don't be too quick," as she kind of rolls the head out of her hand, and it just lops to the body beside it.
So is that our case?
What up, bitch?
Welcome all to Lumoria. I am Harmony. They call me the Moonchild.
Who calls you that? These people?
The mentally ill?
Some
Sorry, no offense.
Most of them seem to be like dead. I mean, no offense to them. They just maybe they're dead inside. I mean, I would too if I looked like them.
Just a
You
little
live
bit.
here.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't live here.
Oh,
we have been waiting for those to come through the gate. Those to be part of the sacrifice. To give purity to this world. As she points towards the large slab that was in the middle of the courtyard, where the deranged, psychotic people are pointing up to the sky and pointing to the rock and pointing to her. They're all just screaming out. But you can see that large tablet again, where the individuals are going up against this giant creature. You are to make the greatest sacrifice humanity has ever faced.
You?
No. You are to give yourselves in your strength. You are to end humanity's
Sandwiches?
pain.
take your time.
You are here to
Oh,
end their
a second.
suffering.
Yeah. No.
I'm a little confused how that works. I mean, what? I'm here to end their suffering. Like,
I mean, technically, yes, but I was gonna do that by killing Victor Grimwatch, like the angel asked.
I don't know. She's kind of making sense here with the whole killing thing. That's. Am I right? Am I right?
To give
I swipe wherever Anthrax is. Like, right here.
Please no. Stop. Stop. Cut that out.
Give me an attack roll disadvantage. He's invisible.
Romy, no.
Yeah, I don't hit. It's
Okay.
a 3. Oh no. Yeah. I'm not really trying to hit. I'm just like,
Yeah, okay. Like a shove kind
Just-
of thing.
yeah,
Just betting at him.
yeah.
To give yourself to the creator of all living things, Zeolanthia. He is our birthbringer. From the millions
Yeah.
of years that he has been dormant, it is
Does he look
time
like
for
an
us all.
upside down tree?
It is time for us all to give back.
wait.
Nah.
So I was killed to be brought back as a sacrifice?
The
That doesn't make
greatest-
sense.
The greatest of all. It is needed for the salvation, the harmony of the planet.
Well, I mean, it can't possibly be 100% true. I mean, there's no way that I myself am 100% needed for that. I guarantee that.
We all are needed. We are.
How about we
all-
don't? How about you do it yourself and then have nothing to do with like literally anyone else in humanity?
Yeah.
I am
Just
here
fuck off and do it yourself.
to cure and purify the world before the end.
Nah, do it yourself.
Wait,
Yeah, I've got to side with Todd here.
Why-
It's
why
that
are
may
we
be
gonna-
crazy as hell, but
Look, we were
why do we
kidnapped
need to
be
purify
here
it
for
if
some
it's going to
reason.
end?
Salvation across the stars and the universe. Those left behind will be made into the rubble that is left of the planet. Those,
Go save yourself. Gods don't like me anyway.
There is still
God,
one.
gods don't like me anyway. Ugh.
There is time.
Oh, they don't like your dad.
I just wanted to welcome you to the new place and thank you all for the greatest sacrifice of all. You've come to save humanity. Give your lives and your strength, your blood, and your gift to save all those.
Where do I got to sacrifice myself?
There will,
Where's the designated sacrificing spot?
Yeah.
in due time, Zealanthia will awaken fully, and he will find you, and the time will come.
What if I don't make it to that point?
Then the prophecy.
Like there's a big thing that eats things outside, and if I was to just walk out there and just have one bad day, I'm not going to make it too far. And Zealanthia can, got to find a new Evan. Apparently, plan ruined.
You say that
Are you gonna bring Evan back?
you guys are doing all this like quirky humor, and it's just unfazing her completely. She doesn't show.
You say that, but she's stumbling every other word. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys are sacrifices to.
No, I mean, like, I'm serious. I'm willing to call her bluff on that. I'm like, seriously, what would happen if I was to die right now? Would your plan be ruined?
Things would take time. But maybe it was put in the books, and those
You're backtracking now, bitch.
There's a lot of maybes.
But the salvation of the planet is also to come.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, you want to end the planet, so like, I'm pretty sure the salvation is getting rid of you, and only you.
No, we still gotta kill Zealanthia. I don't get to go home till we kill that guy too.
Yeah, we do have to
Okay,
take care
yeah,
of
we gotta do
Zealand.
that.
And
Okay.
Look like
And then Victor Grimwatch.
yeah, the list keeps growing the longer I stay here.
Oh, hold on.
I
Let
want
me
to
get
go
a
back
pen and
home.
paper.
I was gonna
And
go on vacation.
just in the middle of everyone talking, I'm just writing down notes of who we gotta kill.
That's a very
I appreciate that, Todd.
That's a very Anthrax thing to do. You are his son.
Look, there's a time and place for everything, and murdering evil gods comes slightly before the law, but only slightly.
Only because, like, if they're still around, like, the law doesn't matter, and that kind of irks you.
Exactly. I need law to matter, or else, like, my existence is pointless.
I mean, you're giving it a lot of credit. I don't think it's a god.
Yeah.
I think it might be some kind of abomination.
Hey, lady, are you a god or not?
Zealanthia
Are you
has
a
been
god?
adorned.
No, I didn't say shit about Zealanthia. Are you a god?
I am the birth child of the god. You.
Oh, you're the fuck trophy. Got it.
You humanoids may call us demigods.
You're in the shape of a human. Don't call yourself not
So that's
not a humanoid.
definitely like gods with a little g. Okay.
Yeah,
In the
little
place of
G god.
hierarchy, that just does mean that you have an expiration date too that can happen at a moment's notice if not lucky.
The planet has an expiration date, and it is not long. I hope you all gather the strength that you need to sacrifice down there. He has been waiting millions of years for a single moment. Do not go empty-handed.
I might do that out of spite.
We don't.
Wait, this isn't this entity isn't the same entity that I saw when Evan died, is it?
Roll me an insight check. If like that's an inner monologue thought.
Yeah, no, that's a fail. That's like a 5+ something here.
Would I be able to also make this roll?
You never saw
Oh, that's a
anything when you
10
died.
total, actually.
You might be able to begin to connect that there
Oh,
could
wait, no,
be some
different
kind
entity,
of
right,
connection
right.
between the fact that something reached out to you that was unworld-like, and she's talking about something that's very unworld-like. Maybe it's about that far.
Evan's like contemplating, does she need us alive? Was us dying against her master plan, and that was the reason why we were brought back?
She kind of like holds one hand, the one covered in blood, still dripping and running down her forearm. She holds it close to her chest. I have come down to the planet many times in the millennias before. But this time it sounds like humanity's ready. We have a consciousness on the material plane that can understand us. They are prepared for their sacrifice.
And who is that? I say, holding up my notepad.
It's Victor Grimwatch, isn't it?
I just say, did you bring me back?
She kind of looks. In my lesser form, in my growing stages, I've only been given the memories that I can only hold from my creator.
And that is, I say, tapping annoyedly at my notepad.
Who's her creator?
Yeah.
She's the demigod of Zealanthia, she said.
So essentially, like Zealanthia, like took a shit and created her, or it was.
I'd like to think like molded and handcrafted. This isn't just like the turd that came out.
So
Okay, so I'm thinking more like Power Ranger villain. Okay, Power Ranger villain. Gotcha. Just you mold the little craft and then you put it in,
and then
you send it to Earth.
She's
make my monster grow.
Yeah.
Yes, and she claims that she's done this many times before in the millennia's past. That she has tried to come down to the surface of the planet, but they have not been able to be reasoned with because they know we're not like conscious and sentient beings.
What'd you do the last time you came out here, party?
The last time I came down was Pellagra.
What?
I was a shapeshifter of the night.
What?
We dominated the forests after land had come to the surface.
What?
Those that were among it were field creatures and woodland monsters. We had not found our sacrifice when I had come once again.
You vex me. Your mere existence bothers me. Everything you speak is just riddles and lies. I don't care what you have to say anymore.
In turn,
I won't be
you will learn
player
the
in your
truth
game.
of the world here, and you will become to realize the nature that is to come. We wouldn't want any of our family, friends, loved ones to be left behind in the end.
No, would we, Anthrax?
I mean,
I swipe at wherever I heard the voice.
it's actually just recently come to my attention that there's other planets or other dimensions, other planes or something.
Nope.
Why don't we just go to? Hey, apparently mine's about to end. Can I join any of your guys' planes?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd send you there if I could get back there myself.
I have like a couple family members.
I look at guys
bring
like,
them.
we live on the same planet.
One
What's
of
the one
them
with the vampires?
is pretty
You
much
know, I'm not sure.
lobotomy.
Wait.
I'm gonna be honest, Mohawk. I don't know if we're from the same plane or not.
I'm confused because wait,
The calamity.
you're ghost son, right?
Yeah.
Then how? But I met your dad on my planet.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Well, you see, New Hawk, through Vecna, all things are possible. So jot that down.
You haven't talked
Who
to
is?
Nick, like
mean, Vecta's just fairy tales of a.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to believe that.
Look, who's the ghost here? Me or you?
Yeah, but you're not a ghost because of Vec.
Look,
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
just
to
died
discuss
normally.
it.
You died
That didn't
normally.
happen. Look, I've died
Did I talk
like.
to you, or was it just a bunch of cult fanatics that kind of guided you? Because I'm pretty sure people
Yeah,
get
you're
easily
pretty. When I
swayed into
met you, you're
religions
just a
that way.
loser. Like, just a literal. Just,
What?
Yeah, Anthrax. Apparently, I barely met these people, but they tell me exactly what I already knew. This is
They love me. What are you talking about? You guys love me.
I swipe at him.
Could you not?
God, this is suck. I need it.
Harmony holds up a hand and goes, "Would
No.
you like the act of disposal?" And she goes to
Look,
Uh-oh.
if you can get rid of Anthrax, I'm giving you 50 gold pieces.
She goes to snap her finger, and the parasol opens. Within a 500-foot radius, every magical effect that is going on goes down, whether it's a concentration spell or any spells that are cast onto you that have a time limit. Any conjuration and summoned creature also go down. All familiars.
Wait, what's going on?
So it's like
Dad?
Uh-oh.
this
Mage
glimmering,
arm just gone.
this glimmering light shines from her that vasts against all the surface walls
I just
and ripples out across.
fire my rifle into the air.
That still works because it runs on corium.
Awesome.
Oh,
But
so my arm still works too?
Your arm still works and stuff like that, but if your bullet shrimp was out, it's gone. If you had your familiars out, they're gone. If you had mage armor up, it's gone. If you have haste up, it's gone. If you have a concentration spell up, it's gone. If you have a summoned individual, it's gone. So just Anthrax like complaining, wait, hold on one second, and just like gets vaporized by light.
Do we see it just like vaporization or just like
The
quiet?
light is so bright that you have to look away from it for a split second, and you guys all notice if you had a familiar, they're gone. If you had mage armor up, it's gone. If you had a concentration spell up, it's gone. Anthrax is also gone.
What the hell, lady? That was my dad.
He's the
Yeah.
spirits of gone.
I don't have the ability to do that as much as I want. That takes up a lot of energy, and you just wasted like. What the hell?
I feel naked.
Huh?
You're wearing clothes though.
I know, but my mage armor is gone. Let me just... And I'm gonna recast mage armor and see if anything happened.
It works.
Oh no.
No, it'll work.
I
It's
just
not. It's not like a duration thing. It's an instantaneous thing.
I just technically I am naked, so
Man,
I'm not gonna lie.
What
I'm just looking at her. It was like Evan is just like been violated, like pissed. Like essentially take what you have, whatever you feel is important, and this thing's like, yep, nope.
No.
She kind of like holds her hand out and goes, "In time, I'm sure that you will find the followers of me. I'm sure that you will come in contact with the Skybreakers. They follow
They're all
I
going
would
to
really prefer
die.
not
They
to.
follow you.
the followers of the Skybreakers follow under my allegiance."
like
We
those
are-
ones that are part of the crazies. Like
No. The Skybreakers is actually some of the people that you met back in the other town.
Yeah, I was gonna say the chick with two swords. I forget her name.
oh,
Cassandra. Yep.
Cassandra, that's it.
Yep, you're right. You guys talked with Cassandra back in the old town, and that's where it all comes together. That the Skybreakers were these paladin groups that said that they go around curing people and purifying them, making sure that you guys were okay and you guys were okay. She says that she has the Legion of Skybreakers, which are paladins that roam around, and clerics that you guys know about. We will cleanse those who wish to be a part of the great beyond against the cataclysm, and when the world finally comes to its end, the humanity's disparity comes to its grinding halt, and those who feel pain, those who feel despair, those who cannot feel happiness will finally feel enlightenment beyond the stars.
And Nova says, best way to take out a skeleton is with a big weapon. Forget spells, just smack them really good.
Fantastic insight, ma'am.
Is there a chair here? Do you need to sit down? Where's Hiram? She was talking about curved swords before.
Harmony goes on. We can promise any of the wishes before the end. When those are fully purified, we will give out the wishes to those in salvation to the people. Those who have family members, we can cure illnesses. We can spare those who don't believe, as long as your family does. Salvation is just so... It's what this planet and your race needs.
What does salvation?
I don't like the way you put a hard R on race.
Yeah. No, I just say, what does salvation look like to you?
Salvation is being amongst the stars. We will burn down all thoughts of your cascading gods that fight and tear each other apart for your guys' wishes. We will not only burn down the heavens, but we will also collapse the hells.
Sounds an awful lot like you're just joining the fray with all the other gods, because aren't they all dominant, trying to strive for their own little chunk of the pie? Like.
And if there is no one to believe in them, no one to even recourse their name or remember them, they will be gone in history.
Yeah, that might work for some of them. Actually, most of them, now that I think about it. That's a really hard thing to do. You know, people have tried that, and it didn't work out well.
Yeah, this is stupid. Like, stupider than that time we met that guy who was building, like, monsters. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm pretty confident, if you ask me, all people make up their own gods. So, like, eventually someone's going to be like, hey, this rock, it saved my life. I'm going to worship it. The next thing you know, there's a rock god just floating around in the astral plane.
Oh, don't forget the Kuatoa. Those things are weird.
What are Kuatoa?
The who?
They're fish people.
Oh.
Fish people. You know, I'm not going to lie. It sounds fascinating, but I don't disagree that they probably exist. It's just
What do they taste
weird.
She goes to bring it back, and
Honestly, they taste like chicken.
she closes the parasol and bows to you all. I welcome you all. And I am Harmony, the one true magic, the Moon Child. As you see that she just begins to, like, the radiant light kind of begins to burst out for a single moment and flashes, and she is gone.
I just look around. Who the hell was that?
I don't know. I never caught her name.
I mean, she destroyed my bullet shrimp.
She got rid of my dad. I proceed to, like, start drawing a pentagram in the dirt.
What are you doing?
I thought it was milk and cigarettes.
Yeah, no, it's milk and cigarettes, but I need a pentagram too.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the pentagram. Like, what are you doing?
Okay, anybody got smokes? Wait, I think
What are
there's some
you doing?
smokes. I got
What
jug
are
of
you
milk.
doing?
So looking at
Why are you
this,
drawing?
looking at this extra little.
Are you trying to? I start stamping on the pentagram. Like, nope.
No, I need my dad. I'm trying to call my dad.
The other stat sheet that I have.
We don't need your dad. If you need your dad, then there's something wrong with you.
I have this.
Look, he's fine.
This other sheet
Look.
here.
Just be glad he's
He
not using
kidnapped
rotten
3
milk
people.
this time. Look,
No,
last
I
time he
mean-
did this ritual, he used rotten milk. So just be glad he didn't do that, okay?
No, that was a key item. He still has it.
Yeah,
Oh my god! Were you been just carry that around?
Slosh, 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 slosh.
It's been sitting there for a month.
Oh! No,
Three.
he's been dead for months. We've been dead for I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. I
Look,
know I was unconscious, apparently in a coma for a couple of months.
I don't
And that
know who
milk's
the
still been in
psycho
your
was.
pack.
I don't know who the psycho was that left this in my bag, but
I'm surprised it didn't smell.
How?
Pretty good
Yeah,
at that.
that's the fascinating part. They not only saw it in your pack, but they made sure not to make sure it didn't get anywhere.
Todd, do you look at the carton of milk?
is it cheese now?
Do you go to look at it?
Yeah.
You go to look at it and you turn the carton of milk. You can see some of the corner of it is almost dissolving. You can see that it's got this almost like the small. You ever seen that moment of a coolant drip, underneath the
Yeah.
car? It's got that slow drip that kind of ripples off the side of where the corner comes out. Some of the sidewall where it even had imaging has begun to reshapen in texture because of the gases on the inside are expanding the container here. Where it says moo moo milk written on the side of it here, it's just kind of disfiguring where the M and the lining doesn't kind of match up quite anymore. If you had just opened the seal a little bit, you could imagine the nauseous gases that would even come out of it.
So what you're saying,
crushed
he has
a little
access to
too.
stink cloud level.
And you can see that it's got a little sticker on the side, and it kind of looks like it was labeled and categorized, and it said disgusting putrid milk, and then it says the labeler is Jim.
So
Damn it, Jim.
so how did they reseal the carton?
I don't know, and I don't want to question it. I think I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna touch this thing, and I put it back in my bag.
Oh, do you want to do an Arcana check?
Oh God, we're doing Arcana checks on gallons of milk now.
Gallons of rotten milk.
All right, I'll do an Arcana. I have a whole goddamn. Does a 10 hit?
Here, let me help you out there. I have Arcana.
Okay,
You want to start?
I'll give you advantage.
the
I'm
putrid.
gonna go to the washroom, but
Sure.
All right, well, 21.
You can tell it's like you would think that this old jug of milk would have ran out by now if it had been kind of dripping for the past while. You'd almost think it's like a alchemy jug of some kind where it just doesn't run out.
it's still liquid at the top, and the bottom is where all the curds are, and it's what could possibly be curds, but it's more like gross yogurt or something.
Todd, I don't know why, but I think the universe understands that you need this carton to. I don't know. It's just gross. Please, just it.
Look, the faster I get Anthrax back, the faster I can put this away and not think about it.
Look, I would pay you 50 gold pieces to just put that down on the ground right now and set it on fire.
I just look at you, Todd, and Todd, you and I both know this takes fucking an hour for you to do it. I don't
Okay,
think we can
fine.
do that right here.
It's fine. I'll do it later. And I gently put it back in my bag.
You see is you go to begin to move it, you can see just because you've disrupted it enough, that little bead where it's been coming out kind of cuts into a stream as you put it back in your bag.
Oh, no. I hook that shit like a bomb down to where the crazy people are.
It's a key item. I said you're not allowed to let go of it, remember?
Oh god.
Here. I just duct tape it.
Yep. Okay.
You can see that
Okay.
you slap the duct tape on it, and like you're able to seal it in. But where it begins to pool, you can see even through like where the gummy side of the tape is there. You can see even that is beginning to like. You're gonna imagine over time. That's gonna run. And that's going to dissolve not only the gummy tape part, but the actual fabric that the duct tape's made of.
What kind of ungodly instrument have you obtained here?
Look,
This,
I don't know. Gods don't like me. I don't know if this is a curse. I don't know if this is a blessing. I don't know what this is.
oh, okay. Okay. The fact that this even took place bothers me. God, that stinks. Let's just. Can we just find some place to take a rest for a little while? There's a lot that occurred today. I still have a splitting headache from that fucking thing that screamed at my brain. And then we fought that big hulky guy. I mean, not gonna lie. That move you pulled off, whatever it did to just lock him up, that was sick. Can you do that often? Like, how did you do that?
Well, I can only do it like 5 or 6 times a day. Nova, and she goes, I'm sworn to care burdens is not doing right. Did she get hit in the head? Anyway, I think she could probably do it like twice. Usually I'm the one doing that stuff.
That would be very helpful in the future for, man. Have you ever fought these? They look like, I don't know, have you guys ever heard of werewolves? You know, like the big monster looking things. But imagine like skinnier, and they were rats. And then that's what we have to deal with around here. They live underground in tunnels, and God, they're annoying.
Well, let's not go underground then.
Does that work on them?
Yeah.
I mean, it might.
I don't see why not.
Awesome.
Oh.
I want to get a couple rounds and some people locked up like that.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Where's the pub again? And I start walking away.
Evan's feeling inspired to kill rats again.
Yeah, after seeing how easy pickings it is, no matter how big they think they are. Evan's daydreaming that that's going to happen on the Lord of Hunger somehow. It will somehow get locked up, and I'll just have an easy shot.
The daydreaming of just like pow, pow, pow. Dreaming like a kid taking out a giant monster. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. So it's here at New Hawk. You're looking for the bar. You've never been there in the town before. Roll me a perception check.
Oh boy, here I go rolling again. Sick. 8 plus. Perception's pretty good, right? My perception. 8 plus 6, so 14.
You can find that there is a bar down on the southeastern side, and you can see that it would be called the Lanterns Lit Tavern. But you can't read, so you can see that there's a sign, and it says that.
It looks like a pub.
It definitely looks like a bar that
tavern.
You guys would.
And I remember, yeah. It reminds me. It looks like the gnome, the gnome's tavern.
Nah.
Wait, how would you know about a gnome tavern? You wouldn't be able to fit like in front of it.
I got in there.
I don't know.
Anyways, I think New Hawk's onto something. Let's go to the pub.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that. I just left and started looking for a pub.
You know what? I could use a beer. Let's go. And Nova's just like, Alcohol was prohibited in the Empire.
I don't know if that was true.
Come on, hon. I think you got hit in the head really hard. I don't recall you getting hit in the head, though.
I think
How
it's,
often does this happen to her?
it's almost ever since like she's gone
It's a really,
through the
it's a
portal.
really recent thing.
She used to be like quick as a whip, like Wow,
Like, did she trip?
I don't know. She stayed in Vampire Land, so who knows what happened.
Was she
I
hurt
wonder-
during the fight?
No, I mean, she got bit.
By choice.
Yeah.
Oh, that can't
I'm
be
just
good.
wondering if all this stress of staying in Vampire Land got to her.
Maybe she's worried about her kid.
She's got a kid?
I'm not good with names, but I'm never good with names.
Ah.
Oh yeah, her kid, Lena. It's the whole reason she became an adventurer and everything.
Okay.
Okay. You guys come to the lantern lit bar. As you guys can see, like outside of a wooden door here, there's 2 lanterns that are lit that hang and sway side to side outside of the bar here, with a couple of windows put into the sides of the wall. You can see that it's lit on the inside as well, as you can see that you can hear the kind of commotion that's going on in the groups of people. As you, New Hawk, are first to attend to the building, you open the door and you can see there's a rallying amount of people. You can see that there's probably there's about 9 people, including the bartender, kind of working their way around here. You can see that it's kind of like a bit of a lively bar, that there's a couple of tables to be sat at, and nobody really takes notice to you right away, as you've only just opened the door.
Oh, how big's the door?
6.5 feet.
How wide?
4.5 feet.
I gotta step back, look at the window. Can the windows open? Like how like pub places they can open the windows during the summer.
You could do it, but you'd have to be on the inside to do it.
Can I stick? I can stick my head in at least, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like,
By the time we come up and we see this spectacle, it's like, New Hawk. New Hawk, right? That's your name? Hello, can you hear me? I know your head's in the bar. Guys, his head's in the bar.
I try and like yell
Oh, he's a big
to the
guy.
bartenders, "Hey, hi!"
It's like very unnatural voice to the rest of them. Turn to look at this turtle neck extended into through the doorway,
Yeah.
and just being like, "Hey, what's up?"
And then a
Is
cat, a half elf, and 2 humans walk in right behind
Yeah,
it.
we can't
Well,
get in. No, we're
You
he's
can't get
blocking
in.
the whole entrance.
Yeah, he's blocking
Look,
the
just
whole
push.
entrance.
Just push.
They all kind of look.
Hey, and then push it. So now the head's going. It's like, do these windows open?
They kind of look at you. You came down from the gate. The windows do open as one of the people like stand up from their seat, and everybody can't get their eyes off of you. Go to like the left window, and like they roll it up and like push it off the side, and they're just like, if that's what you need to come in, then come through.
Well, I'll get my drinks from outside, and I back up. Except because guys are probably still behind me, but I don't care. I just back up.
Beep,
So,
beep, beep.
so while they're pushing me, I just like push off. And, like,
Yeah,
I can't really feel it because you're just touching my shells.
Yeah.
There's no nerves.
Yeah, you kind of
You're
knock
like,
them all
"Ah!"
back like a foot or two as like you just kind of back up and then go to the window as you guys
Yeah.
notice like a window's been opened and like he just shoves you back real quick, and then you see that New Hawk climbs through a window to go into the bar.
Those some big ass windows.
New Hawk, how much would you imagine you weigh?
Oh Jesus Christ! I don't know.
if he had
I
the
didn't even
company-
want to. I didn't need to climb to the window. I just meant like open the window and I'll take my orders from the window.
Oh, you're just gonna be
Like
To
outside.
be
drive-through.
courteous. Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know if you know, like some places you can roll up windows. It's like when the summer's nice or whatever. So I just sit
so
there.
they toss you kind of like a bar seat outside as well, and then they kind of like push the table up against the window so that everyone inside can sit inside,
Uh-huh.
and you sit
Okay.
outside.
Yeah.
Oh wow! How
Like usually
accommodating.
there's like a I don't know. Yeah, so maybe they push a table and so they open the window and I can
Yeah, you can like lean through still.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, you know, when a 900-pound turtle comes through your town, you got to accommodate.
Oh, he's
900
900 pounds.
Probably.
I mean, he's like what, a 9-foot tall turtle?
Newhawk, you need
10
to go on a
feet.
diet.
No, I just keep growing. This you don't know what turtle biology is, so what do you know?
So do you like get bigger? I mean, I saw on the mural thingy, like, if that's you, you're definitely bigger. Are you just gonna keep on growing, or
What
What's-
mural
To be
thing?
honest.
I mean, he's put on easily a foot since I saw him last.
Mhm.
Is that what you guys were talking about inside that with those other people?
oh yeah, those losers? Yeah, they showed us a
Alright,
big ass mural.
There's a bunch of pictures. I mean,
Hmm.
there's another turtle on it. There's hieroglyphics in the other dimension with turtles on it. I don't know if it's me. Probably not. That one they're fighting like dragons or
Sorry.
something.
I just need to roll something.
There's a little hole. I tried putting my gem in it. It doesn't work.
Something about a magic man. Might be me. Might be you, Evan. I don't know. Might be this guy over here, the cat man.
He's
Could
a
be
cat.
anyone.
It's not him. He's a cat.
Ah, but he's magic, right?
No.
Oh yeah, magic as fuck.
Are you still
Matt-
considered a man though?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I mean, I'm a male.
Yeah. So I mean, he might
mean,
be
if
a
he's
cat, but
equipped
he's
for it.
still a magic man, or is man human?
It was a skinny guy. It wasn't a cat.
Oh, skinny guy.
Yeah. No fur. No.
As you
No
guys are
fur.
having this this very deep conversation, a waitress comes by the table here, and I don't know if you ever went to the Lantern Lit Bar, but there's a woman who comes by, and she kind of looks at all of you and goes, "Some of you sort of look familiar," and if I'm able to speak out, some of you came from the gate. That's phenomenal. You guys are gonna do the Savior's work. That's what the mural says. It's fascinating. The times have
This
really
is
come.
Old Mundrick, right? The remnants of Old Mundrick, right?
That's right. This was Old Mundrick.
So yeah, we've possibly been here before. If I'm not mistaken, there was a grung, some kind of crazy fox and a bird that had a little brawl in your bar here.
You're. She's gonna.
Evan.
Evan! And your friend is. Mixo.
No. Well, yes, but no, I'm
he's,
not mixed up.
He's not here.
Oh. Goodness. Well, I'm sure.
Don't know where he is.
I hope he's doing okay.
Me too.
Wasn't your mom around here? What happened to her?
You are thinking about the inn that you guys went to.
Oh, the other one. Yeah. Whoop.
My name
Oh,
is
okay.
My name is Sophia Cranberry. I'm just the bartender here. As you see that 2 more seats come up to your guys' table, and you can see 2 individuals wearing the gleaming armor with the lightning bolt with the shield crest in the center of their armor. One of them is Cassandra, and another one of them you guys have never met before. And they are... I have the name, but they are... Who did I take down? Node. There is a elven person, and they have these like antler branches coming out of their head.
Oh God, what happened to you?
Is that a condition, and is it contagious?
Like, keep those away from me.
Are you a fucking Wendigo? Because legally speaking, you have to tell me if you're a Wendigo if I ain't.
They
Oh
kind
no, you're not a skinwalker, are you? I hate those.
She kind of looks at you guys and goes, "I am part of the Skybreakers. My name is Lily. I am a druid."
This is a no skybreakers table.
She kind of looks at you and looks at Cassandra. Cassandra looks back.
Unless you're buying the drinks.
We were going to offer before your rude friend here, and Cassandra comes in and goes, "That's Todd.
And we need
That's Todd. You'll have to
5
get used to it."
orders of potato
I mean-
skins.
Are you offering the free drinks or not?
And 5 orders of
Todd.
potato skins.
Hold on. I'm bargaining here. Are you offering free drinks or not?
And 5 orders of potato skins.
Yes, that's a easy accommodation to have your guys's to be in your guys's presence for a little while.
5 order potato skins? Really?
You heard, and I turned to the bartender and I'm like, you heard that. Drinks are on them, and keep the potato skins coming for my boy here.
You got
On the hour, every hour.
do you
5
guys,
orders of potato skins.
do you guys want like a mixed round of just like mixed drinks and just see what comes up?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
hungry. Could use some food. I'll pay
Whatever's
for
the
food
most
if I have to.
expensive
am hungry.
item on your menu, ma'am.
We
Also,
And
keep the
Nova
tab
says-
open.
we can make more.
And Nova
expensive
says, I'm not saying Clovians are dumb, they're just hard-headed.
I love the Colovian Highlands.
I thought you were honestly just gonna be like Nova's like, "I'll take a water."
Oh no, she only speaks in NPC dialogue right now.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling down an Oblivion dialogue tree, and anything that pops out, I'm saying for Nova.
Honestly, I haven't met a single person in that game that was from the Colovian Highlands because it just seems it's just fields and ruins. Like, what the fuck is there?
So she goes.
And
back.
Nova responds,
She says,
the Colovian Highlands near Hamlerfell? Nobody lives there. It's a barren wasteland.
"We can
Wow.
we can give you guys the most expensive drinks, or we can make the newest, most expensive drinks just for fun."
Have fun with it. Enjoy your job.
She kind of
That's not me paying. I'm not putting any say in this.
she nods her head real quick and gets back behind the bar there. So you guys are with Cassandra and Lily. And Lily, the druid, looks over at Todd here and Newhawk. You can see that her eyes swirl with radiant and green as they kind of just like swirl together. She looks over and goes, "You should tell us more about this painting that you saw. A magic man
No.
make you large?"
What?
No.
It wasn't a painting? What's that?
Or
Hey,
sorry.
can you convince these people that he's not a marksman? I mean, do we have
You-
Hey, do they have
Yeah.
any clothes here? You know what? I gotta ask the bartender if she knows where we can get any spare pair of clothes for like.
We can get
cheap.
him a decent set of clothes. And
You say that now.
she looks over to Todd here. "Do you like the garb that the night hunters have?"
Their
Those
clothing?
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
they look
the
ragged.
very bloodborne-y, like dirty rags and light armor underneath the cloaks.
That's totally emo Todd.
Ted looks down at his bright blue robes. Why would you think that?
Do you think I could get 2 of their coats and just wrap them around my arms? And they might help with water. They look like they resist water quite well.
Do you have a problem
You know-
with water? I feel like you do well in water.
I do, but I'm just like, when it rains, and they just down. And get itchy. You know, really, it gets through the scales. Like, I can shove in, But then it's like, no, what?
But by the depiction on this, sorry, if it was a stone or something that you saw, some kind of image that you saw, you're going to get large, correct? And you're going to go down. And
So
something.
your Star Child,
Okay.
like patriarch or whatever, like destroyed one of my devices. I'm upset.
Harmony. Yes.
Who?
Her whatever her name was. Who cares?
But she also got rid of the
she-
ghost, which I'm ecstatic about. I learned that word.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is some solace in the fact that Todd has to deal without anthrax for a while. Nothing on you, Todd. I just really hate anthrax.
I've noticed.
Mm-hmm. He was a lot nicer when he was in a little girl's body.
You know, I found a lot of his really weird actions more forgivable when he was a child.
We should let
Oh,
you know
he
before.
was the child. Okay.
He was the
Never mind.
child, yeah.
When he said in a little girl's body, I started to question even more things about anthrax.
But he was in a little girl's body.
Yeah, no,
But
The
he
thing
was
is,
the
he's-
little girl.
He was the little girl, yes.
Yes.
I don't know what
okay.
you're talking about. Yeah, he
Good.
was in the little girl's
Don't
body.
think too deep into it. It's not healthy.
We should let you know now that she can sense and detect all the magic that you guys have coursing throughout your bodies. If you ever do come to the new capital of New Mundarik, to the north, note that magic is prohibited and not allowed.
Well, what do is
I
not
write
magic.
down in my notes, Smarmoney knows our
It's
magic.
magic adjacent.
Is this magic? And I set my hand on fire. It's like, I just do this.
Yes.
Neat.
Okay, don't do that. It's very useful in dark places.
There's places outside of... Just don't use magic within the capital. It is banned to be used in the capital.
That's cool. Any secret entrances?
They both look at you and both look back. You can come to our church if you'd like. This is the one with like the antler horns like coming out of their head still.
See how
Lily?
see how they avoid the question, Todd.
Yeah, that's
50.
it's more than a little suspicious.
Why would you answer the question if there was a secret entrance to anywhere? Then it wouldn't be a secret, now would it?
He makes a good point. But also, is there an entrance that is well hidden that we should know about? That would make our job significantly easier?
Cassandra,
You know, that thing you want us to do?
Cassandra comes back into the conversation here. Guys, the prophecies are all coming true. Those that are written on the
Oh,
tomes.
hold up, beers here. And I start handing out the beers.
You can see that many of the cocktails are very different. All of them are like elegant, and each of them are like themed under like their own little bits. You can see like one is like a dark rum, and it hangs with a cherry on the side, and it's kind of like
that's good.
salted around the rim, and is handed out.
Weird.
You can see that there's like a tall stout as well. You can see that
That also
there's
sounds good.
there's also like a bright orange drink with an orange wedge jammed on the side, and a couple of like the twists kind of going within the drink.
That's a bit overkill, but okay.
Man,
You can see like there's
these
like
drinks are like super elaborate.
there's like a mudslide and stuff like that.
Not my type, but okay.
And
You know,
there's,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here envisioning we're in this like desolate wasteland of a town with like wood wall taverns, and it's like broken down, and then now they're bringing us out like supermodel drinks, and we're like,
Yep.
I mean,
Is
what's
this-
a stout?
is this
I
an
mean,
illusion? Like, is this the most out of place? Where do you even get these glasses?
Oh, illusions! Hold on. I dig through my bag and I find the amulet thing from before, and I cast detect thoughts.
On
30-foot radius around me. Are there thoughts?
you're
Yeah,
in a
you're in a
with
bar.
thoughts.
You're in a
Okay,
tavern full of
everyone in here actually has thoughts.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, they're not zombies. They're not zombies. We're good.
Oh, Todd. Thank you for checking.
I just needed to know. Like
Yeah.
last time was not a good experience. I almost died.
You got
Again.
attacked by zombies in a bar?
Yeah.
Fucking no, dude!
Long story short, they didn't look like zombies until we were already mingling, and then I tried to check the food, and it turns out, when everything looks all rainbows and unicorns, and then it turns into swamp and bot flies. It's gross. It's horrible.
Wait,
Evan,
so you know zombies exist, but you don't believe in vampires?
You have
I only know zombies exist because I fought them.
You have this thought. You have this thought.
They got you open your mind. Then, yeah.
You have this thought about in the desolate wastelands, how are people living with like a luxurious food? You can understand that the night hunters have claimed that they are dead. They have shown you that they are dead. They probably don't consume food, and they probably don't consume drinks at all. That somebody who is alive does for the same reasons. Would you like to give me some kind of maybe Arcana check or a Nature check based on?
I'll give you an Arcana check.
Well, Evan said he was contemplating like
Arcana.
you guys are living in the
Arcana.
luxury here.
That'll be a natural 1. Plus 9.
It's a big mystery.
Dang it. It must be the...
So
I'm just looking at it.
the 5 plates of potato skins come out, and so do 5 complementing plates of half chickens.
Half chickens.
Cooked
Ah,
to
man.
perfection.
What's the other half of the chicken?
It is not.
Well, no, you got 2 chickens and a half. It's questionable. Where's the other half of the other chicken?
Okay. I'm going
You
to
see
spend
the-
10
you see
minutes
the
casting...
6th plate is in her hand, and she goes to like turn the other half chicken to like go serve to someone else.
The hell? Oh well.
She looks.
I just rake all the
the food.
potato skin plates to me.
Does anybody want to contest with a dex save or dexterity check?
I'm
I
just
think that
I'm
would
in the
be a
middle of
strength-
pulling out my UV lamp
That'd probably be a
to
strength saving check, I think.
Well, they're gonna
try
to
and
snatch
check it for poison. I was going
Oh,
to try
that's
and
not
do...
even good for them either, because dexterous as fuck as well.
Yeah, so it'll be
Poison
like a
check.
sleight of hand check if anybody wants to try to scalp a potato skin before 5 plates of them go to New Hawk.
I'm
No, I
not
was
going anywhere near that.
I'm just going to like New Hawk. If you want, I was just going to purify. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
You see,
I still cast purified food and water on my drink.
some of it, the plate is only just to carry with because as the claws come across, like some of the plates kind of crack and break, but he just kind of claws just the food onto the table that's kind of pushed up against the wall where he kind of like leans in from the window.
Well, they're like skewer them all.
You could, but it's 5 plates worth and you only have 10 fingers.
Yeah, but I'm just going to continue. I'm just like,
Okay, if anybody would like to make a contested sleight of hand check from getting your finger being skewered by a claw instead of potato.
Yeah.
Nope, that's all him.
No,
Nope. Nope.
Those are his potato skins. I'm good with chicken.
I know
Ain't that good?
Like,
All right.
I've seen what he does to people when they take his potato skins. I ain't fucking with that.
All right,
It's good ass chicken though.
but
Oh, bro.
I just tell everyone, hey, if you give me a moment, and I just spend, fuck it, a first level spell slot,
Okay.
and I cast purify food and water, and all the food on the table is guaranteed free of disease and poison.
Okay,
Nice.
perfect. Sounds good.
It's kind of like a UV lamp that you just see me hover over my hand. It's like,
Yeah, you did that last time. Yeah. And that's when you
Okay.
found out. No, everything
Safety.
checks out.
What's that?
Everything
what
checks
did you
out.
do to my food?
You just don't understand right
Yeah,
now
I stopped.
where it all comes
It's
from.
like, what'd you do to it?
If it was like poisoned or if it was diseased, I purified it.
Don't do that.
It does nothing for the taste. Nothing at all. Unless you really like that little hint of salmonella, sure.
What's that?
But salmonella, Kite says, just eating chicken.
Yep. Just hope it's all cooked.
Yeah. Kai's just like, this is way too overcooked. It needs to be redder.
It's a little dry, but, it's very flavorful.
I'm a cat. I don't care if it's cooked. I eat raw birds.
Look, that was one time, and it was really desperate.
Well, I'm a human.
You don't
And
know.
he was into it, so,
I ate a
get a
vulture.
chocolate get weird, man.
I ate a live vulture about 3 days ago.
I wouldn't put it past you.
I 100% believe that.
What was dumb of it? Just landed there, started eating corpses. And I was like, well,
It became one of the corpses.
Evan's
okay.
just trying to almost sit up proper and stand it, like make sure he looks a little bit larger because I think New Hawk just goes on a I eat anything smaller than me kind of basis. Like most amphibious creatures, like they don't have any idea, like it doesn't look like they think anything through. They're just like, oh, movement, eat it.
What are you doing?
Nothing. This food's good, right?
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Evan, do you want to roll a persuasion check?
If you don't eat your bones, give them to me.
For what?
I like cartilage.
You standing and looking larger, creating better posture.
Sure, natural 5. Plus 0. Dang, my rolls are shit tonight.
Yeah, I guess New Hawk's response.
How many
what are
potato
you doing?
skins are on each? How many potato skins were on each plate?
Yeah, give us specifics.
Yeah, because
Unnecessary specifics.
8.
8 per
Mhm.
plate.
Mm-hmm.
So he had 40 potato skins.
That does make sense.
That's a lot of potatoes.
Yeah, he's a big
That's
turtle.
like 20 potatoes.
And I
He's
say,
a
it's
grown
like,
boy.
if you guys don't want to eat your bones, I'll take them too.
No, I'm definitely gonna eat my bones.
Okay.
I give him my bones.
Having
Good
cleaned
man.
most of my bones rather clean, it's like I just push them, appease the monster.
I like
I'm gonna take another one of the bones and just be like, hey, I need my calcium.
Sure, I don't. They get brittle and break up in my throat.
So
Yeah,
That's
well,
why you
that's good.
crunch them
do you
extra
just do
hard.
the claw thing across the table again?
Well, no, I'm like delicate. I'm just like, I like the cartilage.
Yeah, that is also good. It's good for the hair.
Yeah, you can see where it would like splinter and maybe break your teeth. New Hawks just chomps and just cracks and crunches every little chicken bone that goes in.
It's not. No, it's not even that. It's like,
I'm just like that doesn't splinter in your throat.
It's like a really big version of bone broth.
you guys ever seen the throat of a sea turtle?
Yes,
It is horrifying.
very much so.
Yeah.
Built to make sure fish go in but don't come out.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right, well,
and Lily are still
and then I'm gonna look for the barkeep.
Nobody's just sitting there like,
Do you guys have any rooms for the night or for a while? Considering it's always night.
well,
I found it weird that Barovia had rooms and places that I can fit into, but this is the first place that doesn't.
I never thought about that when we were in Barovia.
I know, it's weird.
Were you
I was
smaller in
smaller back then.
Barovia?
Yeah. I was about That much smaller.
Well, yeah, you'd be able to fit into a lot more places there that big.
Yeah.
I don't have an yeah, I could see why you want to live on a mountain.
Inns and
I like
places
the
for people to rest kind of closed all down. People found out while you are in the mist and the fog, as she kind of like points outside, as you can see like that light glimmer of green and purple haze against everything still. As long as you are in the fog, you cannot rest. You cannot sleep. Any of those who try and finally find themselves diving themselves deeper into sleep find themselves driven into madness. They see things that cannot be unseen. They say they saw the thing, that Zealanthia is real, and that it is alive.
Okay.
I mean, not
just
for
like-
long.
Okay, so that's a no? You don't have rooms?
I look at Kite and I'm like, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the time where I saw myself hanging from like a pole or something?
Yeah, you told me about that. That was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was alright.
So how much for a room?
There are no rooms.
Where does anyone sleep ever?
You cannot
If
sleep
they're-
within the fog.
So the fog's in? We're in the fog right now.
Just imagine the fact that like just because you close the door doesn't mean that like
It's not
So-
pervading the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So the fog is literally everywhere.
except for the southern region and the northern or the eastern region. So Brigsenberg and where you guys came from.
Okay, so those drugs they give us a long rest?
They give you all kinds of cool shit.
Okay, which one gives me a long rest?
Oh, they don't exactly give you long rest, but you use them to.
So we can't sleep and we can't take a long rest,
That's right. You need stem packs.
which give us a long
fact-
rest.
It's not considered just a long rest, but they do different things. So fragments, shards, chips, stones, and chunks all give you different things if you inject them.
Which one gives me full hit points and all my spell slots and abilities back? Because that bitch just took out one of my
What's-
things that I only have once
Yeah,
per day,
What is
and
the long
that
rest
was the like
jump?
that irked me so bad as Evan that I am immediately wanting to just shut down and recharge.
Okay. I can send you a chart of what I have for, injecting Corium. Boo boo ba doo.
Mm-hmm.
Boo boo ba doo.
Oh, hey, is Lizard Boy still with us? Or what's he doing?
Lizard Boy? Yes, he is. He's talking with Casey Jin in the corner.
I worry about that child.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's a frog or
So
I don't see a long rest on any of those.
this is
So we gotta
really
travel out of the
so
city. basically.
the thing is like if I would have known that we wouldn't have had a long rest since I started the campaign, I probably would have conserved a shit ton of spell slots if I would have known that it's not going to ever happen, considering I would have done this.
It's not.
That's all I'm saying.
Ever.
consistently. You can change the.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So we gotta go all the way south or all the way north.
Can't
to
we
be
just
able
go
to
back
get
to
a
the
long
last
rest.
town we were at? Was the fog at the last town too?
The fog was not at the last town that you guys were at.
Then we're going back there.
Yep.
Tell them what we learned.
Tell them what we learned.
Let them know that.
Tell them what you saw here.
Let them,
So what he's getting at, I still have a copy of this fucking map.
I'm looking at it right now.
What's the newest
It
one?
looks like the only places that are not covered in fog are all the way at the top left, my hometown, and possibly the walled city all the way to the right.
That's just the map of Hold on a sec. Okay.
Yeah, so far to the right is Brigsenberg. The southern town that's
Boneport.
Boneport is also not covered by fog, but it has the weird bit that's going on. Ripvale, which is like that capital to the south there, that is not affected by fog. It is far enough away, but the other bits are.
And that hole is Vox.
That hole is and was Vox Hollow.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I apparently this place sucks ass. Let's head back to. No, that's not going to even work.
Or are we heading to your home?
Well, I would like to go to somewhere because I am exhausted. That bitch ruined my day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you guys
I was
prepare.
just-
It's here that
For-
Cassandra and Lily both look at you guys and go, "You guys know about using corium to your advantage, don't you?"
Yeah, isn't there side effects?
We
Your hesitation has already gave me a no. I don't want to use it
We
right now. I
know.
want to take a nap.
know about the side effects, but we, as the Skybreakers, we are able to dial some of those effects back.
Silly, starting to take people's bones.
Let me guess. Dialing the effects back doesn't work if we're not a Skybreaker.
Nope, we can do it as long as we see fit.
Also, if they aren't eating us fast, I kind of just take the bone and then I
Yep.
take my other claw and go and take the meat off and steal the bone.
Just messing with other
Okay,
people's
yeah,
food.
sure. What do I got to do? Inject a shard?
It's up to you.
Yep, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Okay,
then,
so you
yeah.
can take a shard. So the chart
I'm
says
kind of forced into this situation, so I'm just gonna do it because
Uh-oh.
we're obviously gonna have to use this mechanic eventually.
it's a shard is 3d6 for hit points. You get amount of spell slots back is 3, and they are at second level. You can move around any 6 up to second level slots.
So, what do you mean? Amount of
You-
3. So I have 3 up to 3 second level slots.
Yeah.
Yep.
To get.
Okay.
So you're here at the bar, and you put a shard of corium into the.
So if I use 2 second level slots, do I get 2 first level slots?
Yes, for a second level spell. So you can get 6 first levels, 3 2 levels, 2
6 levels worth.
6 levels worth is what I was trying to get at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Then what happens?
And that's it. The injection goes through you, as you you specifically used purify food and water and cleaned people's food and purified it before taking out a syringe that you got from another town, lobbing a shard of corium in there, and activating it, liquefying the corium before you're inside the bar at the table, and jam it in. Which arm are you
Yep.
putting it in?
I'm right-handed, so left arm. Yep.
Left arm. You just
Or maybe in my thigh if I have to, like a epinephrine pen, just like.
Sure. You stab it through your leg there and begin to inject it in, just knowing that the thoughts of you're gonna have to do this eventually go in. So I'm gonna change something for you. You feel as like the corium injection kind of like runs through your body. You can feel it like the heat courses through your veins really quick, and you get a striking pain in the arm that you injected it with, and you get this heavy ringing in your ears for a few seconds, and your head throbs a little. But it all kind of fades away as the two Skybreakers look at you. They go, "You did well. as you injected the shard. So you can roll 3d6 and get those spell slots.
Hey, so what action economy does this use?
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Gotcha.
To get all my okay. So this is usable during combat then.
Yep.
Do I get my Constitution modifier out of that?
Sure. I'll put right plus con. Plus con.
Awesome. Then I'm at full health.
Yeah, you guys can see like all the wounds of
4 HP would have sucked for what I just did.
You guys can see that like Evan does this right in the middle of the bar, just sitting there around the table. He just like pulls this thing out, shakes it up, and says, "Hell with it," jabs it in his leg, and you guys can see like the coursing bit of corium that goes through his arm really quick as he kind of twitches off to the side. You can see that he starts to like look and feel better, more rejuvenated.
I just say, word to the wise, you don't want to do that unless you have to. In the future, I recommend do not spend any resources.
Did you have to do that?
So what are the side effects exactly?
So my backpack runs off my biometrics, and if I'm not rested and energized, then it's not either. So
Cassandra goes, we can heal these things. Cassandra's hands begin to go with radiating light, and it's not just like regular radiating light. It's like the radiating light that kind of came from Harmony. She puts it on your shoulder there, and that's really good. And all of that ringing starts to dial down and go away.
okay, well that's much better. Yeah. What the hell just happened? How do I learn how to do what you just did?
Hey, for your handwritten thing, for the levels, you should probably rephrase it as like 12 levels worth of spells.
Yeah. I have like amount of slots. It's levels worth.
Yeah.
Levels amount. Level of spells.
Which it scales really quick.
You bet it does.
Because it goes 2, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Yep. But they're harder to get, like these bigger and bigger pieces.
Yeah.
And to do that, you can infuse them together and stuff like that. And if you're doing the infusing way, you're going to start like losing some of the economy. Like trying to get like a fragment up to a chunk, you might as well just keep injecting fragments.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's the economy table that I wrote for that a long time ago. But yeah, Evan, you feel pretty rejuvenated, and
I just look at Cassandra. Your world sucks.
our world is destined to end.
I don't blame it.
I mean, all worlds are destined to end.
And
Speaking of ending,
we're trying to make the best of what we have left.
Yeah, whatever. So Smarmony's weaknesses, like back of the knee maybe? Like, what are we talking about here?
We've never had
What?
anybody make her draw
What are you
blood.
talking about?
What, killing off their demigod or whatever?
What demigod?
Smarmony? That was her name, right? Right?
Who? The
Harmony.
lady with the umbrella?
Harmony,
Yeah.
the Moonchild.
Look,
Yeah, Smarmony?
look.
That's what you said, right?
I know several people that can make themselves look super flashy, as well with like a fourth level spell. She
What?
is a lie. You are
Yeah.
you're following a liar. Whatever purification you plan on doing for this land, it's nonsense.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of her.
I
So,
gotta take the bone from the druid's
I get
like plate.
it.
He goes,
And what she's talking about is You guys are all injecting yourself with this nonsense, and realistically, it's like you're getting fattening become slams for the slaughter. That's your purification. You guys just need to fatten us all up on this corium nonsense in our blood. Oh, I see the racket you're running.
You said about me getting big?
Yes, you guys talked about the stone tablet that makes you large, but Cassandra really listened into you, Evan, and she kind of like holds her head down, and she's like, the meteor changed everything, Evan, and we're trying to keep up with it as much as we can. Some of us don't want to do what we're doing, but we don't want to see people fall into what they can become.
What I read, what you're doing is not what you should be doing if you're doing something else.
I mean, just following someone who gives you the answers and only half truths isn't really an answer. It's
Like
just
you're
an easy
following
way
a
out.
dumb, what is it called? A painting?
Painting.
Painting. What's that?
A stone tablet, even. The thing that you saw.
Wait, how did you hear from that? Were you fucking spying on us?
Give me
Of course they were.
Give me an insight check.
Well, she said it's like, yeah, we overheard you.
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
I just rolled.
Well, that's a good one.
I got a 21.
Insight 15 plus 2, 17.
You can imagine that they weren't at the table when you guys were talking about it, but came over as if right away Lily was questioning you about it. And they weren't outside.
Yeah.
And they weren't inside the other bar.
I told these guys that this
so
prophecy.
It was very clear that they clearly listened in on you guys before coming to sit down.
Bastards.
Bring it up in character, bring it up.
Well, how would you know? So you did listen to us. So you've been spying us this whole time?
Not the whole time. Cassandra cuts in against the druid, Lily. Listen, I know that many people don't like our reputation, or even what we're doing, but we need to know the truth. We need to follow the truth. And Evan, where you think that she speaks in half-truths, we have found no reason to deny her even existence. To deny that she is going to promise the things that she's given to people. That she can do the things that she says. We don't have
what proof do you have that she will?
That she will.
My question, if you know what I know or what I saw, are you going to try and take that to your people? Are they going to try and stop us, or should we stop you right now?
They look at each other. We have no intentions of stopping you. We want you to go and go face Zealanthia.
While this is happening, I call over the waitress again, and I order the most expensive, the more expensive alcohols for the whole table.
Well, who drank what drink?
You
That's
see
another
that
question.
you do that. And
we drink all the drinks. Don't worry about
she
it.
comes back.
No, but we need each. We have to try each one each. So we need about 15 drinks, right?
Todd, you do that.
Yeah,
on the
about
side.
15 drinks each.
Todd, you do that on the side, and she comes back. She has a plate just for you, and you can see on this plate the most expensive thing that they have. You can see that there is a silver spoon with one gulp of what seems to be a very darkened purpled liquid in just the spoon head. This is our most expensive item.
Vanilla.
And slowly puts it down.
Many sailors died for this.
Yeah.
What is this? What exactly is this?
Well, it's not on the menu, but they call it chocolate pudding.
I take a bite out of it.
It's on a spoon. It's a liquid.
I I take the whole thing.
Okay. So, back to the conversation that's going on about who's who's
No, hold on. No, you built this up to be a whole big thing. You finish it now.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to
What
it because
hap-
you said on the side I've been ordering this, so we're gonna come back to you just like getting this one plate just for you and then gulping this down.
Uh-huh.
Fine, you want it now? You just secretly get this plate and you gulp it right down like, oh, thank you very much, miss. Give me a con save.
Oh my god, I have to actually walk back.
We're gonna
You
do
said to finish it, Tyler. Why I say Tyler?
Tyler.
Yeah, I don't know why.
For fuck's sakes, Charlie.
Todd.
Okay, con save.
Because we're gonna make
God damn it, I
We're
nat
gonna make
one.
you do-
Anyway, 6.
we're gonna make you do 3 of them in a row here. It's the most.
Okay, so that was a
fail.
6 on the first one.
Fail. You need to fail or pass 2 out of 3.
21 on the second, and then 10 on the third.
You guys see that Todd has secretly gotten the most expensive thing on the menu, but you guys don't know that.
over there?
He takes the spoon, as you guys can see, like he takes the dribbled amount, and like it slowly begins to like come out of his mouth as it's like it activates and almost instantly begins to hit his body as he is completely like inebriated right away. The spoon comes out of his mouth and you can just see the drooping bit of his eyes. You can see he's
Oh,
instantaneously hammered. Like blackout.
he's going.
Hammered.
He's a lightweight. Quick dog! Oh shit!
Oh,
You're
no.
not gonna be able to catch him.
Oh no. Code word deep purple.
Todd.
All of a sudden, Child
Are you
Timer
okay?
starts playing.
What did you eat? What did you drink?
They paid for it.
I
like-
Cassandra.
I like
It's like, what the hell did you
generally
get 'em?
flap my face in front of Cassandra's, or my hand in front of Cassandra's face. I'm like, they paid for it.
As you go to like
They-
wave your
they-
hand
they-
in front of their face, you can see like you have like double vision, triple vision, as they kind of like
Immediately, I
just keep doing
think this song starts playing.
the mirroring image of like 3 people when you're looking at one just kind of like reverberates.
I wave it in front of all of their faces, all 3 of their
You go
faces,
to wave
all
your
6
one
of their
hand and you
faces.
can see that like image of your hand like multiplying a bunch over and over.
Oh, this is sick. This is great, you guys. Great.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
see
I just
your-
look at Cassandra after all this nonsense ties down. And just like, so how long does this nonsense last?
which nonsense.
The injection. How long? How many hours of energy does this usually give you guys?
It depends how much we need to use when we're out on our expeditions.
Yeah, I mean, but regardless, if you don't spend any resources, you can't just stay up for 24 hours.
She
No,
pulls
sorry,
out
48 hours,
She actually pulls out
72
like a little,
hours.
She pulls out a little pocket watch, and you can see that the time has stood still, and you can see it's on 7/7.
707.
Yep,
Okay.
Evan, time stands still here. As long as you're in the fog, time stands still.
I'm just like,
Not scientifically possible.
yeah. My brain as an engineer is like trying to wrap. It's like, look, me talking to you proves that time exists. There's a wave of energy that's leaving my mouth that reaches your ears, and there's a space in between when I say it, when you hear it. I'm like, this just makes sense. What the fuck's going on? What do you
It's
mean
not
that
how
we
that
don't sleep?
works.
She nods. We have yet to understand it ourselves.
What?
You guys have been injecting drugs into your system without actually like looking into what it's doing to your system. Look, I like cocaine and all, but Jesus, that's very risky. At least I know what cocaine's doing to me.
Wait a second.
Roughly.
So what about our class features though? That you only get per long rest.
Right.
You just don't ever get those back? Because like literally my canon is a once per day thing per class feature per long rest.
Yep.
So essentially
It'll
no
work.
longer ever have a cannon until I get a long rest.
It'll work all day because time freezes.
Wait, so I can't get key points back?
Wait, so I can just
can't get
hold
rage
on
points
to.
back?
I can hold on to concentration spells indefinitely,
Concentration spells are different.
bitch. Duration spells.
Ugh. You guys are gonna ask a million questions, and it's a weird.
Well, you
thing to try
introduced
to-
the mechanic.
I know.
forewarned you about this.
You did
You
warn
need
me,
to write a thesis on these rules because
because you guys
But
always
it's
have
just
a
like-
million questions.
I need
The
the
idea-
opening statement, 3 paragraphs, and the ending statement.
I know. The idea here is that having very high level characters that really challenges you guys to have your resources used for critical moments. And having a way to continue using some of those critical components is having this corium function that allows you to go out into the wilderness and still compete against some of the lower end monsters.
Okay, but no, I get it. It's just the corium that's fine and dandy that we have to use that to get our spell slots back. But like class features that you don't get.
Yeah.
And it's
There's
hard to-
no way to ever get that back
Like-
at
So
till
like,
the
I
end of the
don't have-
camp. Like
That's
ever?
really hard to teeter because, like Connor's saying, there's key points. There's your 1 a day feature. There's some people who get like multiple a day features. I'm having a hard time trying to gauge on like how much do you use before you can claim half of it? How much do you use before you can claim all of it? Do you know what I mean? That's a hard thing to gauge. Do I say like if you use a chip worth, you gain the benefits that come along with long rest functions? Like short rest functions, because some of your short rest functions do come along with class features. Some classes gain stuff back on short rests, right? And then some classes do it on long rests.
Okay. So, you know what? I think I get the idea then. I mean, I don't know how it's going to affect them, but I mean, I think I can buy. If I just spend a level 1 spell slot, I could still summon my cannon, and then it doesn't only last an hour; it lasts forever until I dismiss it, essentially, or it dies.
How's that sound? It's not the worst thing ever.
I mean, that's going to affect me differently than it's going to affect them.
Right. The idea about all of the fog and stuff like that and having this kind of like on hand is to, like I said, it's not just you can go from town to town and just, or like from one spot, just create like, because you guys are such high level that you can just create a bubble around you guys anywhere you want to. Just be like, we're just going to chill for 10 hours and nothing can enter or whatever. And there's lots of moments that can happen like that, especially at high levels, where it's just like, yeah, we're just going to gain everything back like right outside a boss room and stuff like that, and then just go in and blast stuff. This is very meant to be like a challenge.
It's a bolt-on mechanic you're using to compensate for our high level, and I get that. But like I warned you, you fuck with long rests, and
Players
it's
get
a
mad.
core function of not just players get mad. It's a core function of the game.
Yep.
Like, the whole game is built around this mechanic, and you decided to change it. So you should have the answers.
Like my bless feature, that's one that I only get once per day, and once per long rest. So like,
Yeah.
it just
And we can still long rest, we can just only do it in specific places. Basically, we have to retreat to a base of operations.
I get that. It's just I don't know. It was one of those things where like it would have been nice to know any of that ahead of time. Like I get that you hinted at it. It's just
You didn't know it was gonna be so severe.
like I didn't realize like you can't sleep. You will not have a long rest. Like that just doesn't happen in D&D.
Yeah.
So like sure, I get it that you want to get this mechanic in there. I just didn't know it until just now that as to how it actually works and trying to figure out the math of how things would have been different.
Yep. Like to try very new things. I like to try very different stuff.
Look, all I will say is I'm already looking through the sorcerer's spell shit. I'm about to fucking bend Alex over so hard. You guys have no idea.
Spells don't work in the same function. Class abilities do.
Look, all I know.
So that's the thing, though. Like,
I'm trying to give.
Are you gonna bend the rules when we decide to use them, or are you gonna bend the rules like so we know how to use them?
All I gotta say about it, Alex, is I forewarned you this would be a problem.
I know this whole like stop.
And you
time.
did believe me.
I know the whole stop time mechanic. I know. Because I know just like holding on to something that just lasts forever is also another thing.
Like, for example, Blade Song, does it just not run out? That's a class feature.
Yeah.
Does it just indefinitely occur?
You know what? Let's go with it.
So class features that have a duration last forever.
Okay.
So, for instance, Sanctuary. If I was to cast Sanctuary on myself, now it's not a concentration, but
that would last.
As long as I don't attack another creature, anytime anything tries to attack me, it has to make a Wisdom saving throw. Naturally, it lasts for 1 minute.
So we'll go with class features last. And spells do not, because spells are augmented here. But class features can last.
I think that's fair, because if we abuse Glyph of Warding, then nobody's concentrating on the spell, and it's like, oh hey, we can just have as many allies as can conjure, and pay for it. So I think that's a fair balance for it.
Because maybe just like the fabric of the fog fucks with magic still, because it essentially does.
Not quite anti-magic, not quite wild magic.
You sure you don't want to?
That's what I'm settling on.
Let it ride the way Alex wanted, because oh boy. I could do some shit.
Todd wants to ride the wave. But,
so
look, man, all I need to do is have someone try to whack me. I cast shield, and now I have shield forever.
Forever, right. Yeah. So I think
just hey, go ahead. Give me +5 indefinite AC. Do it. Fucking do it. I will stare you in the eye and call you on it.
It wouldn't stack though, because you can only be affected by a spell one time.
That is fine. Just +5 AC indefinitely till I walk out of this fog.
So I think
go ahead, give it to me.
For now, thank you guys for, like you said, like Caleb forewarned me. Thanks for like going through me with it, but I think that's what we're gonna land on. Where
hey, I don't think that's too terribly unbalanced. I think, especially for Evan, now he doesn't have to worry about like timing it. He just has to figure out which one he wants to use all the time. And while we're outside of a town in the fog, he uses that.
And it's made to be more of like that you're becoming very thoughtful of your resources. How much corium you've got on hand, how much each person is willing to use and stuff like that. So
And then I still look at Cassandra. So what's the mitigation? So how do I learn the mitigation ability so I don't become some exploding monster from overuse of this stuff? Like, what's the timing? How often should I use it? How often? Like,
You will have to become.
is too much.
You'll have to become a Skybreaker. You'd have to come and give yourselves to the Legion.
Yeah, that's
What does that entail?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Then you
No.
will have. To
I
come-
don't lay allegiance to anyone besides my own path.
Then you will have to come and find us. We do scour the lands of Lumoria here. There is quite a few of us.
Okay, so how often? Like, look, I'm just. The
I'm
next
looking
time I
at
use
them.
this, how soon's too soon?
You will know before the time comes.
I'm gonna look over at Evan and be like, I understand that you don't want to commit to anything, but it might be worth it to eventually make our way over to their place and at least investigate and hear what they have to say.
Look, if
If
they're willing to
only.
heal me, if they're willing to heal me of my ailments in order to get rid of this nonsense that I'm forced into, then they can do that. But I'm not going to just follow blindly because they have dangling my life on a string. I'd much rather die than have to be chained to this nonsense.
I'm gonna cast message and target him, target Evan, and just be like, look, if we play our cards right, in theory, we can probably extract the secret from them without actually having to join.
Just you get nothing in return except for I just calm down.
Okay.
And Kite looks over to Cassandra and he's like, so, God, you look like somebody I know. I feel like I met you somewhere before. Anyway, where is this place where you Skybreakers gather?
Well, they have been to our region. They helped out our region against this Lord of Hunger creature that they spoke of, the giant mutation ratling. We are in the capital of New Mundrick. But like you said, if you do have family to go attend to or need to go find respite, going out and seeing those people, especially before the end of days, it might be worth doing.
You say end of days, but you just said time doesn't move forward. I think you don't know what that word means.
I know I'm gonna get nitpicked, but it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. We're gonna do it for
You
the
chose
humor.
this life.
Do it for the humor.
Those are getting dumb.
So does time move normally outside the fog?
Yes.
Good
So in
to
other words, the
know.
world's
And like
still turning.
Kite's jotting down notes in his spell book in like the margins.
Mhm.
And one more question. This crack corium cane, how expensive is it?
They kind of look at you. Sorry. Can you rephrase that?
No.
How much is the cracked corium king?
The corium.
Crack
This
core
in-
game.
This corium
Oh,
crack
corium.
cocaine.
Cane. Corium cane. I thought you said king. I thought you meant the
Cocaine.
I thought you meant the rattling. Like, how much would his head be worth?
No, that's too good information, too bad. And how much can I make by, say, killing this giant rat? This really big guy.
The rattling would.
And then Nova says, have you ever been to anywhere in Cyrodiil that doesn't have rats?
That's kind of obscure one.
Well, we do sell corium shards for 30 gold apiece.
38.
Oh, that's lovely
Yeah.
because like I have a job.
Oh, no, don't worry. How much do you think we would use?
For regular travel?
I'm asking him.
Oh,
Well, that one little did me good. I mean, but that works for someone like me. I know you spellcasters go through a lot more, let's just say, power than I do. And, well, that one did all right. I would say 6 spells worth, generally. 6 tiny spells. I was probably going to use up more power the harder the spells, but that was just one shard.
I see. That's just one shot. Mm. And would you have anything on you that you'd be willing to donate? And I pull out like a couple gold coins and I'm like, I've only got Barovian gold, but gold is gold, you know?
Gold is gold. We would take in exchange as a fair trade.
Do you have any of these shards you'd be willing to sell me?
They have
To help Evan here?
5 shards for sale.
Sold?
So that would be 150 gold.
Easy peasy?
You give the exchange here. And I don't know if it's the first time that Kite has ever had it in his hands. You get these 5 glimmering little shards here. They just kind of...
He's holding them. He's like, they're actually really pretty.
Is you hold it like out
yeah.
next to the window.
They're even more pretty than gold pieces, actually.
You hold it like close near a window where you can get like the light to come through it, and you can tell that it does match the exact color of the moon.
Man,
you know,
these are basically fragments of your moon. That's crazy, I say, as I hand him 4 of the 5 shards. Man.
You know what's even more crazy, Kite? Is the fact that we use these shards in order to get our power back from the fact that we can't sleep amongst the finely ground dust in the air of the same material.
Yeah, that is actually pretty crazy. Maybe in higher concentrations, it has a different effect on the body. And in lower concentrations, it's merely affecting the weave of magic that permeates the universe.
Well, I'm just doing some math. And with the 4 shards you gave me, and what I currently have, that puts us at, let's see, 20 shards.
Jesus. Also, you need the thing to power the motorbike, though.
Oh, that's on its own.
Oh, that's just...
He's got that separate.
That's disposable money.
Yeah, so... No. That's
disposable...
for the motorbike.
Yeah. Okay.
That's for the motorbike and when necessary to pull out the chainsaw.
Okay.
I mean, I learned now that it doesn't consume it to run the chainsaw. So I'm much more inclined to maybe get some use out of that.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Yes.
So...
But yeah, so you know what? I am just writing down current total because I had to go back and actually read all my notes and do some math.
Oh, and count like a tally sheet?
Yeah, because I only ever used 1 shard before now.
Wow. That's right. Yep. Yeah, you guys haven't had the ability to use them before.
Right.
You've just been
and I think
gathering.
I think we... No. You know what? Hold on. Where's the note for Tarku? Hold on.
Tarku never gets
Because I know that I think we paid for some of that with Tarku.
You guys never bought any corium from Tarku.
No, we sold it to him.
You sold it to him.
him.
That's right. That would have been quite a while ago. If you want to do that math now,
Yeah.
you can. Because
No worries. I'll find it on my notes here.
Sure. Lily comes back in the room because she rolled a natural 20 on stealth. You can see that she comes up to you, comes up to Todd with some like new dressings as a like night hunter, and goes, "Hell, what'd you guys do with the kid? You didn't let him have the syrup, did you?"
Oh no! Actually, it wasn't. We didn't sell them to Tarku because the globe was given up.
All right.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing here.
So you guys still have it all for now.
20 shards. That's gonna hopefully last us a while.
Okay, I just want to make sure my notes on this is accurate. Because I also grabbed an injector, didn't I, from Fields?
Like right out of his chest.
Yeah.
There's one shard currently in Romit's gun, wherever that is.
Destroyed by now.
Yeah,
But okay.
that's the one shard that we ended up ever using, actually.
Okay. Yeah, there's one injector that was off of Gascoigne. There was or Seymour. Gascoigne. And then Evan also has 2 injectors. But yeah, Lily comes back with new garments and lays them out on the table. Young lad, if you ever feel like using these, get some help. You're going to need it getting changed.
In the injector, I look at, do these have a limited use, or are they reusable?
Oh, they're reusable. Just be sure that you know who you're sharing it with.
That's for sure.
Do you have like 4 spare ones?
They look at each
I
other.
know whatever ghost blood Todd's got running in his veins. There isn't enough cocaine in existence to purge those demons.
No, but
You got coke in your veins. And then
Yes, and it's
like,
dwindling down.
I just immediately plop my face down on the clothes.
He's so cute when he's
I'm really
drunk.
surprised that boy even lasted that long.
Poor kid.
And are you like closing your eyes, or are you just saying like you're out?
Yep, I'm out.
All right, give me one more con save to see if you're actually out. Or if you're still conscious to the sounds around you.
Holy shit, 19. I think I'm still up.
Okay.
He's just resting his eyes. He's just like, yeah.
Just
Because
got my eyes closed for a
if
second.
you were listening, I said weird things happen when people try to sleep.
Oh, that's right.
Haze.
Oh,
so
I
you're
can't
still a
sleep.
bit conscious. Yep. So you're gonna have to
Mhm.
outlive the drunkenness, sir, while time stands still.
It's fine. I'll just cast shield and then fire shield twice on myself for fire and ice, and then just be a walking tank. Fuck you, Alex. Give me this.
Was that your idea?
No.
Was that your calculated idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Just walk around like fucking 20 AC, and also if anyone whacks me, they or attempts to whack me, they take a 2d8 fire, 2d8 ice all the time.
That would be pretty good if it worked that way. So
You wanted it to work that way.
Lily and Cassandra leave the table, and they're gonna go leave. They turn to you guys. We hope to see you again. And they kind of like put their fist against the Skybreaker symbol and go to walk out the door. And as they walk
I
out,
throws a Baldur's Gate gang sign.
I just like kind of turn my head to face them and I go, back of the knee, right?
as they leave the bar here, they see that New Hawk has really just been outside the whole time, and his like bigger half is just like outside of the building, sitting on a stool.
The stool is holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
I apparently I misspoke. I found it and it's listed right here. Sold everything. 2 shards was included. I overlooked it.
Okay. Wow.
Sold
Nice.
pistol, 2 shards, drift globe, boots of wintering, and all for all-purpose tool.
Got it. Not a bad deal.
No, considering how much use I get out of that.
But you guys are in the bar here with a very drunken Todd.
Todd,
And he's
remember.
on the nod.
Todd, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. You're like a concussion victim right now. We don't need you to go to sleep.
I
They
can't
just
sleep.
talked about it. I mean, I wasn't listening. I can only listen 2 different times.
I like drag myself back up into a regular sitting position. I'm just like,
Yeah, you see that Sophia Sophia comes over to you, Todd, and puts like a hand on your shoulder, and you see like the vision is just like there's triple of her moving side to side, and she goes,
Here.
"How are you handling it? Would you like another one? Would you like another one? Would you like another one? Would you like another one?"
their
No, he's
tab
done.
is
He's
still
done.
open, right?
I agree.
He's done.
Oh, it hit him hard, did it?
Too hard. He's screwed. Because I don't know if metabolism works the way it does. If he doesn't need sleep, then he'll never sober up. And you knew this ahead of time. And you gave it to him
He asked
anyway.
for our finest drink.
Why would you do that to a man?
He asked for it, and all the drinks.
No, I'm
were
talking
paid
about
for.
to all your patrons. I'm
Oh.
sitting there thinking, if they get drunk and they'll never not get drunk, it just keeps getting worse. Time is a mystery. I'm going like mad, like a Cthulhu like situation going on right now. Like just trying to do the math. The intelligence factor of my character is supposed to be high. He would be flipping out right now.
She kind of begins to like step away as you're like freaking out about this time thing.
High and low whiz moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any food left on?
You guys have eaten
plate.
it all, but a second order of potato skins on the hour at 59 minutes and 30 seconds hits the table.
You mean 707?
Because time doesn't exist. Yeah, I'm gonna get nitpicked literally forever. It feels okay. It feels like it's been an hour, and you get it.
Good.
Do crops still grow?
You still don't have the answer about how food is made.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the question?
Yes, absolutely. Evan's like, how the hell do you guys grow food?
Is it the time rain? Do you need the time rain to grow the food?
If you kill a cow, you know, it's never. I don't know if they can have more babies.
When is the last time the fog has gone by? Is it ever
She
done
kind
that?
of like looks at you as you've been like freaking out about time. You've been freaking about this and that. And she kind of looks at you and goes, "You have like an engineering mind, right?
I like to believe that.
You're ready to see something that you might not be able to unsee."
Yeah, always.
She kind of like
I mean,
waves to you to come into the back.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back.
You go back and you go behind the swinging door.
I nudge Todd and goes, "This is how your dad died."
What? Oh no! And I like proceed to flop my ass out of my chair and horribly attempt to go save my buddy Evan. Just
Yeah,
stumble.
roll me another one of those con saves.
Let's see. Oh shit, nat 19. 24.
Okay, you flop down and keep it going. Adrenaline's keeping that boy running. As it doesn't seem, as Ron, you turn the corner, or Evan turns the corner here. It's not an axe wielding murderer or some kind of crazed lunatic around the corner. You can see that there's a small person, like a dwarf, kind of like engineering the way through this. You can see that he's got 3 rows of corium chips being powered, like powering lines that lead up to these ultraviolet lights, and they can have bags of seeds on the side. You see that they're each labeled. And you can see that he takes off an order of what seems to be there of potato skins, takes out a few potato seeds, throws it under the lights as they rapidly grow.
Mind blown.
As he looks back and goes, "Did we get your order wrong, young lad?"
Where do you get the potato seeds?
"From the potatoes."
Okay. This doesn't answer my question as far as. All right. It's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things that. What? You just fast forwarded the potato growth, right?
Yes.
All right. So, where'd the mass come from to make the potato bigger?
The mass, it's just the ultra light enhances and speeds up the process. Creates
Magic.
growth
You could have
pattern.
just said magic, and I would have been okay with that. And I
Magic.
walk away.
It's magic. It's the magic of engineering.
The hell is engineering? The hell is an engine?
It's engine gone nearing.
Okay, followed him.
I'm not gonna lie. This is amazing.
I'm just kind of
This-
laughing to myself seeing
This
this
contraption.
guy go like, no.
I gotta say that then.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
As I'm just
rather nice, actually. Okay. I'm looking at it as like I didn't anticipate being able to solve world hunger in this situation either. Like you literally
Amazing.
hunger is not a thing that should ever exist in this world because you have the ability to just grow plants without disease.
It's a shame, isn't it, that we come across such a magnificent factor on how to feed people right before the end of humanity is even to come.
Why do you keep saying that? How do you know it's the end of humanity?
We are all told it's the end of humanity.
By who?
Harmony has come to deliver the message.
Can you believe anything that woman says?
Harmony is the one true magic. She came from the moon.
Okay, and I came from my mom. Are we just stating the obvious here?
He kind of looks at you and he goes, "Do you want to see how we do the chicken?" and holds out an egg.
Actually, yes.
And that's where we'll end the session. Hey everybody, this was at the end of the session, and I just wanted to clarify a little bit. I know things seem to get a little bit complicated about the new mechanic that was going on, about the corium injections and the long rest. It's here that the episode does come to an end, but I'd like you to listen in a little deeper as you can tell how a DM or a GM can communicate with their players and how their players can help involve and give insight into the way that they want to play. Sometimes you might have good ideas, but they're not quite fleshed out, and it's not a bad thing to get that feedback. Here we do the same thing, as I knew this was a unfinished mechanic, but listening into all of my players' input, we are all able to come to a good reasoning, and they can understand exactly why the mechanic was put in the first place. So they can respect my decision on putting it in, and I can respect the decision on the changes and allow for the aspect of the game mechanic to continue. So all in all, it's good to listen into this part to fully understand how we come to a compromise and complete the mechanic. But you can also get some insight on your own games on how to listen into your players and kind of develop the structure between each other. Thanks very much. As the door flings open and Hammered Todd just screeches with ringing eared noises.
Get your hands off my friend, you harlot! Horse!
By the way, Ron, that is actually how Anthrax died.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he got pulled into a back fucking room where we thought he was gonna get laid, and then he got fucking murdered.
That's even better.
The mayor's wife kept saying, like, because they were just like, you got to stop with this whole, like, going around town, like, preaching another existence. Like, it's Strahd's existence, man. Calm it the fuck down. And he's just like, like, praise Vecna
Like,
this,
no.
praise Vecna
Yeah,
that. And
praise
it's just like,
Vecna. All Vecna gave was death, and I guess that's right. But yeah,
we're just like, he's just like, the wife is just like grooming him pretty much, like playing footsies under the table. And it was so funny because Will was all just like, stop that, like, I'm not into you. And eventually she's just like, would you mind coming along with me to go get wine out of the cabinet? And all the guys are just like, yeah, do it. And yeah, there's a
So the big thing was Anthrax is here trying to make a sweet deal for money for what was it, the windmill?
yeah.
yeah.
And all he got out of this was murdered.
Yeah, they're trying to sell the mayor the deed to the windmill that they killed the hags for. Brought the deed, and we're just like, we just want money, man.
I killed one hag,
and he's just
there.
like, listen, you gotta stop it with this bullshit in town. And he just keeps it up. So she brings him in the back room, and there's a dude, the bodyguard named Isaac, waiting there with the axe. And they're just like, are you gonna fucking behave? And this was right after they had a long encounter getting there. And he's like, I run away. And he's just like, opportunity attack. And it just knocks him right out. It was just the axe right in the back while he's trying to run. And he's just like, well, can anybody help me? And I was like, they're on the other side of the house and they don't know you're dying.
Yeah.
So he drags him out into the forest and leaves him for dead.
And that's where he died.
Legit.
And then later that night, a fucking Sadako the Ring ass looking girl just walks into the inn where everyone else is and is just all like, praise Vecna.
Yeah. No, he had to like walk up to the turtle and he's like, I am it's like, yeah, this makes sense. This has to be him.
Yeah, we had an episode.
Everyone's just all like, oh, did Anthrax put you up to this joke?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
joke?
they had like half an episode of the little girl trying to convince them that she's him.
It didn't take too long because he went up to the turtle and he just like was like,
But it was
I am me.
Yeah. It was literally the
Yeah.
same way that it happened though. It was like somebody left the party for a mere moment to go in the back of the kitchen.
Mhm.
And it was over.
Yeah.
I was murdered.
But I don't mind.
It was cool though. I ended up double murdering her ass.
Yeah. Yep.
Blew her up like a fucking grenade.
But I
was
think
great.
this is a mechanic that I'm going to try to stick to. It's very different, but it tries to challenge resources at a higher level. I think I'm going to stick with it. Thank you guys on like not just absolutely slam dunking on me about it, even if you don't like it too much.
So I had to go to the washroom. So what is it for spell slots? Is that also going to add to key points and rage points, or do I have to like choose between those?
No, you
Or is that
have to long rest to get all class features back. So you have to go into the confinements of safety.
Joke's on you guys. None of my class features are relying on that.
So you can
Well,
just
that's-
keep he can just
literally
keep
none of
popping
that.
corium and keep it going.
I mean, no, now that I know this, literally I just will only ever have to cast cantrips and not that's it. It's I don't know. It's one of those things where you do kind of remove it's like when you play the game, the reason why you choose certain classes is because you like to use the abilities of those. But if you're going to be playing a majority of the campaign just doing basic attack, it's like, okay, so I just hit the A button constantly. Because if I don't, then like when that boss fight occurs, I won't have them. So it's like you never hit the B button because on your basic enemies, because if you do, you won't have it for the boss.
So
Okay.
if I take corium, though, wouldn't I be able? Wouldn't that? In the
Should
way
we
it's
put
done,
in
I should
that-
at least get like rage points at least.
Okay, so
Like if it's like a steroid.
um,
At
do
least
we want to try to put in if you take a
because
chip,
I can understand like key points or patience, but
a chip or
if, like-
higher, you get your class features back, but they
Well, the catch is this: it depends too, because you have full reign as to how often you're going to drop these, and it's like
Mhm.
if you never drop them again, then we got what we got, and we don't know if we're going to drop them. And as characters, they shouldn't know when they're going to come across them.
yeah,
So it's
Especially-
like
yeah. Especially with my character, because all mine are class points. I have rage points and key points.
yeah, like he's never gonna this corium feature doesn't even affect him, and it just means like he doesn't have the ability to do anything besides basic attack ever again.
Yeah. I mean, I can punch him, and I can punch him again.
right. So do we want to say chip also gives you back class features? Chip or
Why not one or the other?
Yeah.
Like you get to
Because-
choose.
It also
Exactly.
just comes down to
Because I
the
can
drop
either
rate
decide.
too.
Because now I have to be strategic because I can usually get my key points for extra attacks or my rage point.
And you don't have that many to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to balance. I'm trying to introduce something very new that
And-
try to change it up for high level play.
And then third point, I have Dragon's Breath, so now I only have.
You
Oh
have
my God.
lots of a little amount of resource, but a lot of it.
Mhm.
So either or, you can either take the spell slots and hit points, or you can take the class features and hit points.
I guess. Yeah.
Is that what you mean, Caleb?
But also, like, so
Well-
you hinted to a negative effect for using this stuff.
Yes.
So you're just punishing us for playing the game.
No, no,
Yeah,
That's what he's
no,
getting
no,
at.
no, no,
Exactly. No, it's literally that. It's like,
thanks,
oh, so
Miyazaki.
you want to do something besides every basic attack again, huh? Well, you better take drugs, and it might kill you.
Or turn you into a monster.
No, so what I was saying, Alex, is why not have it be you can choose one or the other. You can regenerate your class features on HP or spell slots on HP.
Okay. And it's a chip or higher. That's when you can get all that back.
I mean, a chunk. I guess if it's a choice, yeah.
Well, we can't afford a chunk. If I put all
No,
my
that's
pieces
too
together,
much.
I couldn't make another chunk.
That's way too much.
Yeah. So chunk. That means like Kite will, if he's already spent his 5th level spell slots. Literally, if we never go to another spot for long rest for the campaign, or if we make it there, I know there's going to be situations where it's like, okay, we finally made it outside the fog. Can we take a nap? No.
I will give you guys those opportunities.
You better.
I will. Outside the fog is much more tame.
Like I get why you're doing it. Don't get me wrong.
I'm trying something new.
No, you're really not. Like I've played it. I don't know if you know what the campaign style of the variant rule gritty realism is. I've played a gritty realism campaign, and it's just this, but basically you can only long rest inside of towns, and a long rest is a week. And if you get into a fight during that week at all, you have to restart.
Damn, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that
That's
doesn't
like-
sound very fun, does it?
No.
No.
Oh, that's how it feels with
That
certain
sounds like
mechanics.
A hard life for the Warhammer one. It's like you need a week, but you can still do kind of things depending on where you are. But you need a critical wound first.
Just think about it this way, Alex. If you were the player and I know how you like to play paladin and stuff like that.
You would run out of those resources pretty quick sometimes.
And you first fight, you smite twice, and then your DM's like, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed using your spells, your class abilities, because that was the fight to get to use them.
On top of that, we basically got started on that. Just like, yeah.
Oh, Todd, you got
use up
shot by all the marksmen, and I had to use spells to get you back to health.
Yep, can't get those back.
I mean, I get it, Alex. I applaud you for adventuring into something new and just giving it a shot. It's me trying to work out the mechanics in my head as to how I'm going to actually play the game, because it's now like relearning Dungeons and Dragons. It's a new game to me.
Yeah.
Like I had explained when you talked to me about it, it is a fundamental core part of the game.
Yeah, and I'm really
that the entire game is built around. So it's not that you can't change how it works. There are other versions, and I think this version of it is much more generous than like gritty realism. But eventually, players have to take long rests. It's like you run out of hit dice, so now you can't even heal between encounters, and now you only have cantrips, so you can't even do higher consistent damage that the game is built to scale on.
Right. So for this, like the hidden mechanic thing that you guys are talking about, I don't think you're ever gonna reach the point that it's like vital to you guys, or it's like really gonna harm you. It's made to very much be like
we have to choose when we're gonna spend resources very carefully.
Yeah, no, but like the other part is like much more like theatrical than it is like it's gonna heavily augment you or turn you into a monster. That's not meant to scare you and stuff like that. I get it, but it's very much built that there is a bit, but it's gonna be theatrical to like how you're dealing with it. Like where you're getting like head pains and arm pains and like ringing in your ears and stuff, like that kind of stuff will just kind of change. But it's like, as long as you're not just like fucking dumping this stuff into you all the time, you're probably not gonna reach those maximum limits as it is.
I mean, if you're trying to make me feel better about taking it, nope. It just means like, yeah, we don't want you to keep. We know you need it, but we only want you to use it in a very long time from one time another.
No. You can keep using it. I'm just saying, like, if you say that you can't even make a chunk and stuff like that, you're probably like, it's just gonna augment for like the theater of the mind bit. It's not gonna just like, you're not just gonna like erupt and become a monster. Though that's for the town folk. That's for them to do.
They're not level 10 characters.
Adventurers.
They're just fucking peasants with 4-ass HP.
That's right.
No, I mean, the way it works for me, I have currently, let's see, 1, 2, 5, 6 spell slots. The way I would end up playing my character now, knowing that this mechanic, which means I'm not going to use any of my utility spells unless somebody's life's going to die, ever, because that's not usable for a resource that I want to expend.
But you still have corium that you can use.
Right, which is a finite resource that I have no idea how often I'm going to come across.
A meteor's worth of it landed. It's going to be around.
Sure. But like, you're also like saying, "Oh, you never used it enough to get." It's like that'd be like, "Hey, you have 8 hours of sleep. You can spend them 1 hour now, 1 hour later. You never know if you're gonna get another back. You never know if you're gonna get 8 more again." Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, you can buy them from vendors. Perfect. You've dropped gold like 3 times.
Have you
It's
guys? No,
true.
you guys have gone into caves and stuff like that and found loot on people.
Mostly items, not
Yeah.
usually money.
Evan has, and I've been keeping track because it's something that I try and do.
Yeah, you do.
3 gold.
3.
3 gold. Had that since the beginning of the campaign.
Ever since your bigger purchases. Okay.
So
I only have 3. I have 61.
that's what I'm getting at. It's
You have 61?
You give,
Yes.
but then again, I also did purchase the. No, because I didn't spend any gold on it. We just traded all items. We bartered for it.
There must have been something you spent money on.
Food in Old Mundrick when we first got there.
Oh, Coburg's.
No. I apologize that I don't do all the mechanics of the whole game.
No,
It's
you're
like
good, man.
everything.
That's fine. It's just no, it's impossible for anyone to do that. But I'm just thinking like it's rough. It like you said, it's a fundamental change of how the game's played, and I'm just wrapping my mind around as to how to navigate it. That's all.
Yeah. And even when you said it, it's like, no, it's only spell slots. Like, well, then how the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did I want to play this character again?
Yeah, saying it out loud and
Like,
stuff like that and getting feedback on it always makes it very different. It's hard to kind of gauge it.
Yeah.
Until it like really comes out.
Yep.
But like I said, I try to make new
Like, to put it in Baldur's Gate terms, you get 2 short rests before you have to take a
A long rest.
long rest. Like, you have to.
Oh, do you?
Because you get 2 short rests. You can take them whenever.
Okay.
Are we doing Seymour? I mean,
Also, by the way, this is all
Baldur's
of,
Gate rules now?
this is all of the D&D that I absorb in my life is like here. So when I try to like facilitate new ideas and stuff, it's all through like here and trying to gauge it through you guys.
Yeah.
So I do plan on getting dunked on for the time thing. A lot.
No,
When
that's
someone-
just a
when someone's like-
weird idea that
It was supposed
Yeah,
to
in
accomplish-
character
it's an interesting idea.
Evan's freaking out because like he's trying, the engineer mind. So it's not necessarily me ragging at you. It's just Evan literally trying to figure it out, like in his head.
It's trying to complement the idea that you can't rest. And the fog is the thing that makes it that you can't rest. Like it's trying to complement that idea.
Which, I do like the idea that, oh, hey, you just can't complete a long rest in these battle areas,
What if you could short rest? Is that like if you find salvation at least within the fog, you can short rest? Does that
Short
help a
rest,
lot
I
of-
can bring back key points, actually.
a
So,
lot of like classes eventually get
I don't know if it's
short
rage
rest
points as
stuff
well.
to come back. Can we say that like if you guys find salvation within the fog, you can short rest? How's that?
Does the fog move at all? Or is it just...
The fog's pretty
stay
like
put?
dormant in places. Yeah.
Okay.
How's that? So we'll give you all a short rest at this point
Rage
because
is
you
rage.
guys have found salvation in the tavern for a while.
Like in my head, when the fog was
So
first
okay, so with a
explained-
short rest, the benefits of a short rest though are, do you spend hit dice for HP? And then, like, once again, if we're gonna the equivalent of a week or more, like before we get to the next town that doesn't have fog affected by it. Like,
Okay,
do you
so
never get those hit dice back because of that?
short rests, I get key points back. Long rest is for rage. I'll need. So
Okay.
depending on how you want to
Okay.
say that.
So how about the balance that if you find salvation in was still within the fog, you can still obtain short rests. That at least helps continue some of the resources and allowing the HP before.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not going to affect me as much as it's going to affect other people. So yeah,
The things
It
for
just-
long
it-
rest I need is rage and breath of the dragon. Really, that's what I'm.
So, but the thing is this, Alice. Think of it this way: if you were playing a character, for instance, Dragon Rage, he gets it once per long rest. How many sessions per campaign would you like to be able to use that ability?
You'd like to see it
'Cause-
come out a couple times.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, do you want that to happen once every real life 4 months?
You would hope not.
Right? So that's the downside when it comes to the idea of long amounts of encounters in between or things in between long rests.
Mhm.
It's like, sure, I get the idea of resource management. That's fine and dandy. I get it. But then also at the end of the day, you play a game to have fun with the character's features.
Yes.
If you literally, like I said, go back to the video game feature, if you only get the chance to use the special attack once per round of the entire campaign, like once per round of the entire battle,
Mhm.
of like a hour-long battle or something like that, then it's like it's makes it powerful, it makes it potent, but D&D is balanced to where nothing you do that's that finite of resource, except for the extremely higher level spells, which you already have a limited use of per day.
Yeah. So I've been trying to balance the fact that it's not like a massive world. You guys have cool ways to get around, and that I wanted to try to challenge the high level players to resource management. Whether it's like I didn't want to try to take away the fun factor, I just wanted to give more challenge.
Oh, I get that, and it makes sense. I get it, full on board for that idea. It's just there is a balancing factor when it comes to certain things that it's hard to come up with. No one can really come up with a really good answer. Otherwise, if they did that, then D&D books wouldn't just keep getting rewritten.
Yep.
Yeah, like if there was no resting and there was no like way to inject corium or anything like that, it would just be going out with what you have and like that's it. Like good luck.
Yeah,
But
and then it's like, oh, you
that would
died.
be-
Well, yeah,
that
that
would
was
be
going to happen.
terrible.
And
It was just a matter of time.
that's basically how pretty realism campaigns work. Is like
Yeah.
if you pick a fight in a bar, guess what? That 6 days you spend in the town, well, you got to reset, and all the resources you spent, gold and silver and all that, wise, yeah, they're just expended. You don't get them back.
Yeah. So
Yep.
like I would still consider a long rest outside of the fog still 6 to 8 hours.
The
And
only
then-
other way is if you want to do like half and half realism, like Warhammer does. If you're knocked out, that's a critical wound, and so you either have to heal from that later, or you have a disadvantage,
and then you also had like this
and then it
kinda-
can just keep adding up and adding up.
the on the go stem pack idea where it's like I was just like I'm not going to cancel out everything, but you guys can still go running around having a bunch of that stuff.
This is the ugliest house
So
I've ever
it's
seen.
tough to try to balance the fact that it's like I want you guys to like be more thoughtful about it. But
You want us to not just Nova every encounter,
and blow your way through,
which makes sense.
and just rest anywhere you want. Yeah. Have some kind of spell that just like protects you guys, and then just keep it going. I wanted to try to change the dynamic of the game and make it a bit more of a challenge to go deeper. Like if you're going further away, you guys get more prepared, and you guys know that like you're going somewhere specific, or you guys have a task at hand, and you don't know if there's other places at this point.
From a game construction standpoint, I get where you're going. You're going for the feel of a world in ruin, and like the actual way your characters physically feel is different, and you have to bolt on these mechanics to get that feeling. But you should also support those mechanics. Like a good point is Connor's key and rage points. Yep. I think.
Yep.
For at one of these levels, one of the earlier tiers, so it's something he has more access to, but maybe not frequent access to. Like he couldn't just hit. We might be able to make like 4 or 5 of these now. I don't know how the conversion is.
Like
shard to chip.
Key points come back with short rests, which can make sense if you can just focus a little bit and stuff. Rage points, that seems like if you're going to be pent up, like, you know.
I think including like salvation within the fog allows short rests. I think like short rests at your guys' levels, and especially with some class features.
So like key points I would get with short rests, but all my other powers would be
and it gives
done.
You like a regeneration without spending any of your finite resources, like you said, Ron. I think that tries to give it some more balance.
Yeah. And also like wings unfurled I cannot use unless I have a long rest. So there's a number of things
Right.
Like 3 things I cannot really use unless I have a long rest.
But you also have to look at it like this, Alex. Because you're taking away the most important resource for characters, long resting, what they're built around, you have to give the replacement resource more frequently.
Yeah. Yep.
Or at least, theoretically, and bear this in mind too, once the characters get to level 13, we can just dip back to a town.
Because of?
Teleport.
Which you're obviously going to take.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No reason not to.
There's literally, if you reach level 13 in a campaign, there's never any reason to not take teleport ever.
Yeah.
Always take teleport.
So yeah, you guys go hacky slash, you can get it really rough out there.
So look, and also looking at your list there. Okay, I have 20 shards or 18 shards, which means I can make 6 chips, which it takes 3 chips to make a stone, so I can make 2 stones. Actually, so with 18 shards, we could literally make 1 chunk. So if I spent all of my resources, then someone would be able to get a 5th level spell slot back.
3 5th level spells.
Like 5th level or lower.
Yeah.
Or health, right? Is that what it was?
Also health.
Oh, also health. Okay.
So because you guys are higher level, should the balance be different? Should fragment be 2nd level, chip be 3rd level, stone be 5th level?
Now, keep in mind, I can only cast 3rd level spell slots, so I'm okay with the balance the way it is. I don't care the least bit.
I know.
Well, I think if you keep it levels of spells, not like there's no maximum you could do. It's just you have this many levels of spell energy to allocate. And a level 6 spell slot, you can't make new ones, but a level 6, yeah, it costs all 6. So if you want a level 6 spell slot, you could use a chard, but you're only going to get 1 spell slot back from that, so it's not very efficient.
Okay, so let's try a new chart. Let's say a fragment gives you 3 levels worth, and then I have the second one equal out to 6. The next one comes out to 9. The next one
3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
12 and 15.
But also the other catch to that is too. See, once again, the reason why there's the balance that the short and the long rest gives you of the time in between days, because like, okay, so does that mean how he like okay? So for instance, if it was amount of spell slots, so like you would get a 6th level spell. All right, you can only cast one of those once per day. Unless you're like 17, then you can cast it twice per day. So then that means like, okay, well, he does it once, and then we burn some resources. Now he gets to do it twice, and we burn a little more. He gets to do it 3 times. Like, then that goes against what you're looking for to begin with the resource management.
But the idea still remains the same. It's a balance. If you do it on spell level alone, it gives you more as a player. Like, you have higher access to more power. But the converse side of it is, are you really going to spend this more limited resource, these corium shards, on a single spell slot that's going to get eaten up in one fight? It's not going to solve the whole next fight getting it back. There's a balancing act to it.
Yeah.
But at least if you do it like this for Evan and Kite, it's still an attractive offer to eat up these shards rather than just hold spell slots for as long as possible.
But once again, that just goes back to the idea. It's like, if it gets to a point where it's like, I don't know. It goes. I just think of it to the idea of session per session. Like, if you don't come across them, obviously he's got a balancing act to do that. But like, then that also then goes to the idea of defeating the purpose of even having them.
Man,
if he's
I've
going to
thrown
just
out
drop
a
them as
bunch
you
of
need 'em.
wacky ideas, okay?
Yeah.
So wild and crazy kids.
I don't know. It just, whatever you land on is fine by me. It's just me trying to know the mechanics of it for myself and how it's going to affect me. That's all.
It's trying to plan a character around the mechanics.
Exactly. That's really what it comes down to. Because like it's,
but like specifically for Newhawk's just screwed.
Yeah,
if you can't take short or long rests.
Yeah, like if you were to told me like that this was going to be the mechanic in the game, I literally would never make a character that
I don't
needs
have
a long
spell
rest for
slots.
features.
Like all mine are just class features.
It's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I was saying if you could also turn it on its head. So for a level of it, you had said chip. It doesn't matter to me what level it is, but from one level and above, it also restores class features.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you do it like that, it's effectively a partial long rest.
Why not just, well, once again, it goes to the idea, if you're just trying to use the corium to manage how we use our resources, why not just make a certain amount of corium equal a long rest?
Because then, like, it's just, I guess the higher tiers are just made for usage. So,
once again, it goes back to the idea of, well,
you have control over how much of it you drop.
Yeah,
right.
That's also true.
So like, if we're going on this tiered list, you need to drop it more frequently, so we can have access to the chips for long rests, particularly for Newhawk.
Okay. Are you guys interested in that idea? If it was a chip worth, that it's a long rest right out the gate, and I guess stone and chunk are basically made as usage for heavy machinery?
Now, and you can further balance this. You can further balance this by, like the chip and above injections take time to take effect. You just can't use it mid-combat.
Yeah, that would actually even be more effective.
Like,
'cause, like
as
you have
part
to
of a
break it
short
down.
rest, you can inject a chip of corium for the effects of a long rest instead. So it still takes time. You can't just stop a fight, shoot up, and you're back in fighting shape.
Do you guys love it or hate it?
I am ambivalent towards it. I think it's an interesting way of changing the game and making it feel fresh and rebalance. It's just a difficult
Balancing act.
it's a difficult balancing mechanic to do because the entire game is built around the mechanic. All of class structure is built around the mechanic. But I don't think it's a bad one to change for the feeling of a dying world where time is halted.
Okay, so we'll make fragments and shards better if you inject them. Chips on the fly will still be good, but no, chips will be used for long rest, turning short rest into long rest. So you can obtain a short rest still within the fog. But if you use a chip on your downtime, kind of let that shit like simmer in and you're like not active with it, you can turn it into a long rest, which helps complement a lot of the characters. Oh, go ahead, Ron.
Even more so, like with that idea, I like it. With a chip being the long rest, you could do this. It takes time to create that chip into the syringe. So, and the syringe could always be a bonus action. Like you could always have like the epinephrine bonus action for the syringe, but it takes time for you to make that chip into soluble solution for like that amount of it into a solution for the pen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that way, once it's made, it's on the fly. You could be like instant long rest if you needed to, but you could say it takes a full minute to take effect. That way you can't do it during combat.
How about not even like a full minute, like at least like a half an hour for it to like.
Well, it'd be to me it's the same thing. Okay. A minute in combat, 10 turns.
Okay.
How you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you could do 10 minutes. And then that's like 100 turns, and that's infinite amount of time in combat. You would never get it in combat.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Chip to...
So you get a 10-minute long rest with that, but it takes an hour to actually generate the syringe.
To resolve in bloodstream.
Which would make sense if a chip is so much larger than a fragment or a shard, it would take time to melt it down into heroin.
And also that would make it to where you could turn the shard. It would be more idea like where you're turning multiple shards into a chip. It just makes more sense. You're not actually doing that. You're just making the same amount of material into a solution.
So we're going to make it so that you can take a short rest within the fog. You can use a chip and it takes roughly 10 minutes for it to dissolve into the bloodstream and stuff. You can use a syringe as a bonus action for a fragment or shard in battle, as long as it was in a syringe and on hand.
Ahead of time. It's prepared.
Yep. And that can do we're going to keep the hit dice the same, so fragments 1d8 plus con now. And a fragment is 3 levels worth of spells, and I'm going to make a shard 5 levels worth of spells. I'm not going to make it 6, I'm going to make it 5, because that's a big jump.
Yep.
That one's going to be 5 levels worth of spells. They don't stack. You can't just fucking shoot 2 fragments into each leg, and it counts as 6. They're both just 3 individually. And then a chip is going to be a bigger resource for you guys. And those who benefit from short rests a lot better.
It just transforms a short rest into a long rest is the easiest way to describe it.
Yeah, but some of you get a lot of good shit from short rests already. Like, I think Todd, you get a lot of your sorcery points back, or is that just
Nope, that's long rests.
okay?
Yeah.
So here's the thing about my short rest, because sorcerer and I can do the whole converting spell slots to sorcery points to sorcery points to spell
Yeah.
slots. There's nothing that really stops me from going, oh hey, hold on, let me convert a few spell slots over to sorcery points and then pop myself with some corium to just get the spell slots back.
So it's an infinite loop for you.
It's kind of an infinite loop, yeah. The only thing I don't get back without a long rest is the once per day for free hex and once per day for free Misty Step.
So
Those are the only two things I don't get back.
Fragments and shards are fucking huge bonuses to you. Shoot up.
Yeah.
Shoot up.
Like Todd is almost entirely on the up and up when it comes to this whole situation.
Okay.
Like, he's fine. Very little gets changed for him. As far as like his class and like racial feats or whatever,
Yep.
nothing is like on the table that I can't really get back.
Okay. So this is a mechanic that
Oh, at least until later on, there's one thing I wouldn't be able to get back without a long rest. That'll be
yeah.
later on when Anthrax gets the ability to just straight up possess people. That's a once per long rest deal.
So thank you guys. This was like my rough making of this, and
No, that's fair.
right. So like I'm trying to make something, and I do want to get your guys' feedback on everything that I'm trying. Like I said, I don't get much outside of here as well for D&D, but this is like me trying to make something very different. And like I said, I consolidated with Caleb on it, and he liked some of it and he didn't like some of it. And the post-apocalyptic world idea, something had to be kind of put in there to try to like really work on you guys. But thanks for working with me and not just being like, I'm not fucking doing this, and just like throwing up hands and just quitting.
Well, it's an interesting idea, and like I said, it's not a bad idea. It's a nice way to control and reinforce resources, especially once characters get the ability to just fucking up and leave.
Yeah. So on top of that, thank you guys for all like working with each other on like each other's input, because every character, like we've said, is all going to be different based on this.
Exactly.
Where some like Todd now just is going to love cooking this shit in his body, because it's like all up and up for him. But yeah, like New Hawk is going to need a little extra, so why not give him the ability to get that a little extra? And I think thanks with you guys, if we rework this a bit, I think it'll come out as a neat way that we can all use it.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like there is definitely like a happy balance that we can collectively all agree on how to use as a resource and have a new system to play with. I that's why like at first I always get like apprehensive of it. Only not necessarily apprehensive, but more or less just I get really objective, and my brain is doing everything it can to like point out all. If I was to try and ruin the system, what would I do?
You were doing you were doing the math on it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to ever give players access to instant long rest.
Right.
Quick long rests, not so bad. Not so bad. Like, I don't know if you remember in Monster Session, I gave you guys an item called the Oak Father's Acorn. And it turned a short rest into a long rest.
Dang.
It was a one-time use. But
It was a one-time use item.
But,
And they clung to that motherfucker forever.
Hey man, I wouldn't lose it ever either. So, do you want me to kind of like reread some of this to you guys and see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So what I have...
Because I've been writing down the notes.
Okay, so what I have here is that the fragment is going to allow 3 levels worth of spells and reheals 1d8, which I might change for 1d12, so it feels like a real kind of kick. What do you guys think?
Actually, I'm okay with the D8 personally, only because
Yeah.
the D8 plus con.
D8 plus combat just basically makes it a cure wounds, which cure wounds on bonus action is already fucking good,
Hold on one second.
especially if it's a bonus action to apply to other people.
What's up, buddy?
You want to give me a hug and a kiss?
Is she in bed?
No,
Where is she?
I think she's down there.
She's not in here, buddy. She's probably gone to bed.
Oh,
Hey, I love you.
no, but you don't.
Why are you up at this time?
Mm,
You don't know? Okay, love you.
but
Get back to bed, okay? He just came down all of a sudden, like it's midnight. That was really weird.
Yeah. I was questioning it too. I was like, man, that kid is up late.
Yeah, no. Like, I think she's gone to bed, and yeah, like, he just came down out of nowhere. Okay, so yeah, we also introduced the plus con. So it's the 1d8 plus con for healing. 3 levels worth of spells. So that means it works well and pairs well with Nova. It pairs well with
It pairs really well with Nova and Todd.
Todd. And then
Well, fragments as well, like first level spells. Every one of my first level spell slots, like it works for me too. That's an arcane cannon. That's a bullet shrimp every first level spell slot.
okay. And then the shard is 3d6 plus con for health. And then 5 levels worth of spells. So it can get you up to a 5th level spell.
Which that's pretty good. I wouldn't give more instant spell access, or
Exactly. And I would,
it's not the healing so much; it's the spell access there.
yeah, I didn't want to put 6 because I was like 6 gets really fucking finicky. Like,
And I still feel it would take it. Maybe all of them take the same amount of time, 10 minutes, in order to take effect. That way, it can never be used in combat, especially if they're going to be giving you a 5th level spell slot back.
can a fragment be instant? Because that's kind of like a fast recovery thing. Like if someone's down and you guys don't want to spend spell slots right that moment, it's just like, I'm just going to hit him with the stem pack fast.
Okay, how about this? You get 1 spell slot back per turn for the next 3 turns. Or no, yeah, it's up to you on that one. That's fine. Fragments like
It's a
small
smallest
enough,
one.
and it doesn't really. I don't think it would affect it too much.
Okay. Fragment
Just a bonus action.
is instant.
You also have to remember this is a resource we need to manage.
Yes.
So using them in combat frequently probably not a good idea.
Right, but
Fragments
also
and
like
stuff, yeah.
I think it's hold on, how many shards it takes to make how many fragments it takes. 5 fragments to make a shard. So I told you I collectively
18.
took a total of 18 shards.
Yeah.
Multiply that by 5.
Yep.
That's how
It's
many
90.
fragments.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yep. Like I said, it's a brand new system, and Corium is this weird, like super out there trying to make like something new that's fun and exciting to try to use. Like I said, like
Do you wanna bolt on more mechanics to this system? Like
I think there's enough in it.
like inside of combat, outside of combat. So like you can use them more potently outside of combat than inside of combat.
No, I don't think so. Fragments
Okay.
can be instant, and in combat can be used because it's low enough. Everything above has to be outside combat.
That's fair.
Combat.
Because I mean, if we're chewing up 5th level spell slots, I feel like
Yeah.
a 5th level spell slot is a lot of energy that your body would need to naturally draw back in.
Right.
There's a reason Arcane Recovery for Wizards states it has to be 5th level and lower, and for Sorcerers, you can only make 5th level and lower spell slots.
Okay. And then you can also still take a short rest inside the fog. That's going to be allowed. The short rest inside the fog can still be done, so that some people get a lot of healing and some of their mechanics back and stuff. And
Well, also, we could use that time to make. We would take a short rest in order to make each of us our own syringes, essentially. But
Yep.
then again, we only have 2 syringes, so like,
Yep.
or 3.
Three.
Or is it 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we only have 3 syringes, so you can only have so many stim packs on deck at one time, which is also a secondary resource we have to manage.
is that okay?
Yeah, that's true.
It's fair. I know. I like the idea that we only have 3 syringes, and if we don't come across any more, I get it, and I wouldn't have a serious issue like that. It's like we're rugging it. We're now no longer like within the walls that created them, essentially. Like so, we might be able to get them from other people, but they might be broken or defective and stuff like that if necessary, or they might get broken ourselves.
Yeah, you want to hang on to what you have. So going forward, does this seem more balanced? Like I said, it was a very rough draft of what I thought the numbers and scaling would work towards. I knew there was going to be lots of flaws, but thank you guys for, like I said, not fucking hammering down on me and being like, I'm not doing this, but trying to.
Well, we also want your ideas to work. It's your game. You're the DM. You get to have fun with it too.
I think you guys will have lots of fun with cool shit like this too. I think it tries to like really try to bring in new life to new ideas.
And
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna steal part of this mechanic for another campaign I'm going to run. for not for the corium aspect of it, but like resource management for long rest.
Okay.
I want to implement that for a wartime campaign where, like, oh yeah, it's not just these nebulous food supplies that you use that you have to eat. It's like, you gotta have that to do a long rest. And good berries just aren't gonna cut it.
right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, is everybody feeling a bit better about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think also the idea that having it actually represent short and long rests will better suit more characters, essentially, like their actual abilities versus just like the spell slots. So like, there's a number of different features. Like even my character, like yeah, I can get by with never needing another long rest for the longest time, but there are a couple of features that I would get back. So
Right.
I enjoy the idea that it actually is meaning as long rest, essentially, at some point on that scale, and having it being chip and with what it takes in order to get that, and the fact that we can only do so many. So, in other words, not everybody's going to be able to take long rest at the same time.
But there's still
Which
the
is
opportunity to like, this is when you're like deep in there and it's like you guys really need it. It's like,
Exactly.
that's the point, is just like you've gone for the deep expeditions and you guys really need it. It's time to really use it.
Yeah, we're going dungeon delving.
Yeah.
We've spent our resources.
Yeah.
And now we need to recover them right before a boss fight.
But you do realize now our team's probably just going to be corium hunters. And if someone's got any loose bit of corium, well, someone's also got empty pockets now.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers got any more of that corium?
You've essentially made us corium crackheads.
That's a good thing.
Save me, Captain Crackhead!
That's a good thing.
And that's, I think, what you needed to for whatever nefarious plot this corium has for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Drives it a little bit more forward.
So chips, just what they do is they let you take a long rest.
For a short rest.
You mean a long rest and a short... Wait, what?
They let us take a long rest in a short rest time.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Is that all good?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is a lot to think about.
Now, your idea of time standing still for certain abilities, well, that's a whole nother discussion.
I know.
I don't think that's
Look,
quite
all I'm saying
as
is we could walk into the
unreasonable.
fog, pop all the really good spells, and then proceed to just steamroll everything all
I'm
day.
fine. I'm fine. It makes more sense that I'm fine with it not working for magic. Like, imagine if Kite summoned a fire elemental,
Just
and
stuck
then
around
we just
forever.
have a fucking fire elemental around all the time.
No. Hold on. What if he casted Fire Elemental, just shot up a shard, casted a Fire Elemental, shot up a shard, and just
Yeah,
kept repeating
exactly.
the process? Yeah, so I think we're going to go class features can last, spells don't. Boom.
That's fair.
I genuinely think that's fair. I can think of so many ways to break that with spells, but it's a lot harder to break it with class features. I mean, this makes Kite's AC always 22,
And
as long as I have mage armor and that up, but that's effectively what it was like anyway. Anytime we got in a round of combat, Kite's AC was 17, I add 5 to that.
until Harmony doesn't want you using magic anymore.
Yeah. Well, she just gets an area of effect dispel magic.
Nice big
That's
one
all.
too. But yeah, thanks guys for
But
working.
you already showed the chink of that armor. It didn't last.
No,
Yeah,
know how
just
many times-
dispel magic.
I don't know how many times she can do that per day.
you don't know yet.
But you know what the funny thing is?
Don't know.
She can only do it on her turn, hopefully.
But yeah,
Although I can't imagine Todd becoming Corium crackhead.
why not?
I can imagine it.
Oh,
It
you
makes
can.
sense.
I can imagine it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just imagine him like tweaking out, just like, hey man, I heard you had some Corium for me, man.
So I have a weird theory about Todd and the Corium.
Okay.
Like,
Because
So-
of his arm?
yeah, like when Todd got injected with enough Corium to turn him just straight into a monster,
Yep.
all it did was go straight to the arm.
That's right. It powered up because the surgery was done.
Yeah. So like,
So where you
I'm not sure if that's giving him resistance to it or what.
No. It's just powered on. So like it needed a certain size of material to energize it, but the guy didn't know like your surgery was done and didn't think it would work this way. But it connects right up into your body, and it just surged all that energy out into it. It was just like time to boot
They
up.
put something into Todd and didn't know if it would work.
Yep, and he got
Didn't know if and or how it would work. Just, oh yeah, let's just throw that on there. See what happens.
he just wanted to be out, and he just wanted you dead, so he could leave.
And then they didn't even bother doing any experiments or tests or any research.
You were
They're just
the
like, oh yeah,
test.
let's just let
You
him walk
were
away
the
with that.
test. You were the
Holy
test, man.
cow.
Yeah.
I just got to thinking. My protector scarab,
It
If
would
that
just be
lasts-
around forever.
if that lasted forever, that's 21 temporary hit points.
Yes.
Just all the time. It's an option. It limits your firepower, but it gives you and everybody within 10 feet of you a little extra durability that could be useful. And yet again, resource balancing. Because the duration is infinite, but if you conjure a new one, the old one has to go away. That's just part of the class feature.
Until a little bit later.
But do you think we can all go to bed thinking a little bit better about this now?
Yeah, I think these rules are a lot better. I think you'll enjoy them more as a DM instead of instant long rests. Trust me,
I agree.
And
not a good idea.
And I appreciate you actually being willing to not just put your foot in the dirt and say, no, these are the rules that I'm making, and you're either playing it or not. That's two. That's another thing I appreciate. You didn't just do
Yeah.
that.
I don't think I'm like,
You're just as reasonable.
I don't think I'm like that ever about very much of it. About like
Well,
the-
you were about to be about that way for Bloodraven not dropping any loot, and that was a little sad.
it had a roll mechanic.
You
And it
made
was
you made
poor.
the table. You're like, God, I am God, but I have made this world. You're suffering in it.
It was one boss. One boss. Ugh.
Look, I'm just kidding.
But I know. But yeah, I knew that it was a very rough sheet, and I obviously needed like the greater conversation feedback about it. But
Well, also, you don't have too many that's so many perspectives on different characters.
oh
Like,
yeah,
you have experience playing your characters and like how much you didn't really have too much of a campaign playing everything else. And like you said, if it's the only D&D you get from us, then I get it.
and I'm trying to do something wild, and this is what I said about transferring from like Curse of Strahd, the other games and stuff like that. I'm like, just like I said when I go to restaurants, I want to try something very different every time I go somewhere. I don't ever try to do the same thing twice. I don't want to try to just do natural horror. You're like
That makes sense.
fatty monsters and try to recycle the same, or else you're just gonna be like, I've felt this encounter before. I felt like I've played this game before. I'm trying to very much try to make things different. Where we had classic horror, we've had some adventure stuff. Now we're kind of going with like apocalyptic cosmic horror and stuff like that. I think it really challenges like not only myself, but it challenges like my ability to imagine and create new features that like this can become situational and become more balanced and proper and fit the game better. Just doing the same thing over and over, I don't think challenges your creativity whatsoever.
Agreed.
No,
But
no,
I'm
I agree.
also I'm also one of those people that go to the restaurants and order the same damn thing because I know it's better than something that I'm going to pay for and not like.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you
I
find
like-
pretty neat stuff. That's all I'm saying.
I like the weird stuff. I like doing the weird stuff. I like changing mechanics. To me, the whole point of the game is to try new things and do new things.
Ron, is something there? You
Okay.
good, Ron?
I was like, what the hell is going on outside my window at midnight?
What-
Right? I'm like, are there kids crying constantly or shit? No, it's two fucking cats out there wailing.
Oh, they're doing it. They're getting the nasty on.
Well,
Damn,
get it over with.
Kate's getting some action right outside your house, man.
And it is.
Ez is gonna be pissed.
I am pissed.
Hmm.
But no, honestly, thanks for like not throwing your hands up and being like, "This is bullshit. I'm not playing."
Well,
this
to be
fucking
a
sucks."
little selfish, this is a test run for my own mechanic to see how I want to take my own mechanic with it.
That's fine. Yeah, and if
I just get to be on the player's side of perspective for it.
yeah,
It was funny. Caleb, I was talking earlier about how Baldur's Gate may shape the way we run games a little bit.
Mhm.
And one of the mechanics that I told him that I really liked was the idea of needing camp supplies for long rests. And it's like an idea of, okay, well, in Baldur's Gate, you require 40 camp supplies or food
okay.
in order to have a long rest. Well, that's how I wanted to start tracking it. It's like all your food combined or whatever, it creates camp supplies. Like a
Yeah, and
group
guess what?
collective.
Good berries count for one fucking food.
That's funny. And I don't know the mechanics from that game or anything because I haven't even played it yet, so I can't introduce like what you guys.
Well, there's another mechanic they added to Rangers that I know you're gonna love. They made Rangers fucking paladins. They gave Rangers a smite.
Is it almost like a Colossal Slayer hit? What is it?
Kind of. It's called Ensnaring Strike. Okay?
Is it
all Rangers get access to it. You do it, and it only scales to 1 additional damage dice. But your target could get restrained
in the spot they get struck at?
Yes.
Fuck, that's good.
So it's a different kind of. It's kind of like they're using nature magic with their bow or their weapon to try and restrain their target and deal a little extra damage.
Yeah.
In a different way. It's kind of like a ranger style smite, and it can be used.
Spell slot.
It takes a spell slot of any level, and it does 1d8 per level.
That's in the game already.
It's in Baldur's Gate.
No, it's in 5e.
It's in 5e? Really?
Not all rangers.
No, Ensnaring Strike is like I knew that's a spell.
And it is a spell?
Not all rangers get it.
For
though.
rangers.
But you're saying all rangers get it.
It's just a level 1 ranger spell.
Yeah.
It is just a fucking level 1 ranger spell.
Yeah, I knew that too, but not all rangers get it.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do? I thought it was class specific.
No, they get it at 2nd level because they don't get spell slots until 2nd level.
Okay.
Okay, they changed the damage dice it does.
Was it a D6?
Yeah, it was a D6 before, and it's a D8 in Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Is it probably weapon specific?
It might be weapon specific in Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Well, okay, I was wrong. I didn't know that was a spell. I thought they had added a smite to the ranger class.
Man, that would have been exciting, though.
I mean, honestly, rangers are really good, though.
But how?
Rangers just get find familiar.
But, yeah.
These cats are still fucking going at it.
Yeah, it takes a while for them to cut the shit.
I wrote these mechanics a while ago, and, yeah, if you guys want to use this as, like, the guinea pig for your guys' campfire ideas, go for it. But, this is, like, a rough idea of, like, how this is gonna go, and that, like, yeah, Corium can be a resource and stuff like that. I just think it's, like I said, I'm going really out there with the idea.
I like it. I like the idea, the feeling of a gritty realism game where you're not always gonna be able to fight at top capacity.
And it's not all the time that it's gritty realism. It's not hardcore gritty realism. It's just a little on the edge.
Like so to share what I'm gonna do for my next campaign in real life, All Is War. I'm taking D&D and kind of stepping it back to its roots of a war game. And like part of the campaign, the players are just going to be playing a single character. But later in the campaign, they'll be able to buy additional characters for their squad